What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 87 of the Hive Mind podcast. Last time we did this, it was June 17th of 2019. So June,
Jesus.
July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, damn near March.
Your podcast, your YouTube career is really taking off.
Yeah, I'm more consistent than ever. No, I've been a little inactive on the YouTube front, but I have a lot more fun with it now that I'm just doing it as a hobby again. So I'm kind of glad I stepped away from it full time.
I saw you're just making like random videos on whatever the fuck you feel like making videos on, right?
Yeah. I made some. Right now, I'm not making videos of anything because I'm waiting for this Crowfall patch, which should be coming out maybe next week, which would be fucking dope.
So what's the status of this game? Because I see that Todd Coleman is is doing stuff about it, but like, I mean, we were supposed to launch 2 Decembers ago, so like, where's it at?
Well, the scope of the game increased, but it actually is coming out this year. So where the game is at right now is that this upcoming patch is the big final like content patch, and the rest of it is going to be like polishing and adding minor features. And this new big patch, the one that they've been working on for like 8 months, is going to be coming out on the like test beta server maybe in a week or 2 or 3. We're thinking next week it might come out. So yeah, when that thing hits the live server, that'll be a good time to come in and start playing because the game will be largely feature complete, just rough around the edges still.
Right.
Because as of the entirety of the game, it's been missing core features, and this is the last big patch that brings in all the core features together. But it's probably going to be a mess when it first comes out because they've never really tested it, but everything will be there, which is nice.
So what's the scope of this game that's changed? Like, it's still what are the 3-faction PvP throne game, right?
Well, it's actually more. It's infinite factions basically because it's a guild so there is a 3-faction mode, but the real place that people are going to be playing is going to be the guild versus guild, where your guild is essentially a faction. So there could effectively be 50 factions fighting each other, and your guilds could ally with other guilds and fight each other and shit like that.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, the guild v guild patch is the big one that's coming out. That's the thing that everybody's sort of been waiting on because 3-faction is cool, but you're on a faction with a bunch of other idiots that you might not want to be with. But when your own guild can be your own little faction, it's kind of cool.
Right. I saw that. Have you seen that? I don't know if you're like an ARPG guy, but did you see that Wilson game that came out? People are saying pretty good things about that.
I've heard like both. I've heard that people really like it, and I heard that people also really hate it because it's like buggy and like technical issues and stuff.
Yeah, I heard the servers were shit at launch, but it looks polished. Like, I was looking at it, some streams of some random streamers playing it, and it looks like a quality game. I was thinking about picking it up.
I'm not much of a Diablo, dungeon crawler type person. So
right, neither am I. Yeah,
that's why I can't really comment on that kind of stuff just because I'm not particularly into it. Which is why I was so let down by the Magic the Gathering MMO.
Dude, ARPG. It's like, what?
God, dude, that's ass.
That's like dude. It's like, oh, we're gonna do an MMO, and then it's like, psych, it's a ARPG, which is not like they've had other games that were like, we're gonna be an MMO ARPG, and basically it's just an ARPG with yellow exclamation points.
And if you look at the UI, it's totally gonna be a mobile game. Like, they totally made that to be a mobile game, which is just awful. The only game that has been made not for mobile but ported to mobile that works amazingly well is RuneScape. I don't know have you ever played RuneScape before?
No, but that's that MMO, like all the old school.
Yeah, like, it's like an
vanilla WoW alternatives are like,
yeah,
I fucking started on RuneScape.
But it's a game that was not made for mobile, but they ported it to mobile, and it just makes a lot of sense. Like, the game just works on fucking mobile phones, and it also works on desktop, and I don't know, it's good.
Really?
I mean, I don't play it anymore, but I've seen people play it on a phone. I'm like, and when they announced that they were going to mobile, I'm like, wow, that makes sense. Like, why not have a way to play on your phone as well as the desktop client? And they interact with each other. It's fucking neat.
I saw that BDO, Black Desert Online, has a mobile game,
Oh my
which
god.
I don't understand how that is. Like I was gonna check that out, but like that's a complicated ass game. Like
Is
how
it
did they?
is it the same game?
I think so. But
Hmm.
I mean, obviously it can't be, right? Like it can't
Yeah, there's
be.
no way.
So I don't know
The,
the scope.
the way it works with RuneScape is that the game is so simplistic and like the controls are fairly simplistic, or at least simplistic enough to where you can do a lot of the RuneScape activities on a phone. Believe it or not, apparently RuneScape has like really crazy PvP. Like you wouldn't think a game like that would because it's like turn based, but there's like a lot of really advanced shit you can do with the movement and combat in that game. So I guess you probably can't do that as well on a phone. But if you just want to like fuck around, then it probably still works great on mobile.
Right, yeah. I mean, Diablo Immortal. That's funny that they remember that debacle
Yeah, whatever
from
happened.
well,
Is that still going to be a thing?
it's got to be, right? Like they
Yeah.
can't announce that and then
Well,
just
I just
kind of
haven't heard anything about it since the whole shit show. Like,
yeah, I think that's the point.
yeah.
They'll probably just release it and they'll be like, "Hey
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
check out."
Speaking of things that came and went since the last time we did the podcast, the fucking Hong Kong Blizzard thing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Is
I mean,
that
I saw that.
is the Hong Kong thing? I mean, surely that's still going on, right? Let's just Google Hong Kong and see what the fuck it brings up.
Well, I think when they all started dying from the 2020 Black Death in China, that probably super overshadowed that a little
I
bit. But
wonder if the Hong Kong people are happy about that, because like surely that's got to take the like boot off their throat when people in their country are dying. Like, wouldn't you would think China would be like, all right, well, let's come back to this Hong Kong thing a little later.
I'm pretty sure there's probably like some conspiracy theory about that. You know what I mean?
What,
Where
like
it's
the
like,
Hong Kong people made coronavirus to
yeah,
just like.
I think that was I heard something about that shit. I don't know. It's probably not even a thing, but I did hear some crazy shit about that.
It's probably because China is fucking filthy, dude.
Like a big
Like
distraction. Well,
China is fucking filthy. Like,
you heard that like the coronavirus started in the market where you can like eat like fucking raccoons and shit.
I mean, bro, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw this meme that was like, for a country that YouTubed itself into a measles outbreak like, for the first time or smallpox, you don't get to talk shit about other people's health practices. That's
Wait,
kind of
China?
true.
Wait, hold up. Really? Does China talk shit about other people's health
No,
practices?
I'm talking about the Karens of Facebook. You know what I mean? Talking shit about the Chinese eating like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But whatever. I don't know. I guess that's a thing. Like I don't know. I'm fortunate enough to live in an area where I just honestly don't care that much about coronavirus.
Yeah, the United States.
Yeah, it'll go away. Like it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it's like most things overseas. Like most things, like God bless that big, beautiful Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. I mean, wow, have they just really saved us from many of these other continental disasters?
Truth. So what do you? I mean, where did we leave you being?
Let me look at the title of the last Hive Mind podcast and see because I don't even remember.
I think you had just taken your job. You had just graduated welding school.
No shit, really? Let me look. Let's see here. I just accidentally bookmarked some shit. Hive Mind. Yeah, Zyvac new job. Yeah, you're right.
And I think that you and your girlie had just sort of like started dating again. I think, if I remember right.
Okay, let me look at the title of this and like the details. Okay, so new job, classic WoW, Doctor Disrespect getting banned for filming the bathroom, and
yeah.
Crowfall. So yeah, I got a job, then I got laid off that job. By the way, fuck that job that I used to have.
Why's
got
that?
laid. I don't know. It just fucking the people there are just fucking retards. But I ended up getting another job in like 2 days, so I mean I don't really care. And
How's
I
that
like this. Oh, it's better. I get paid more and it's less shitty.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it kind of all worked out. I'm kind of glad I got laid off, to be honest. It was actually kind of nice. I got laid off. I wish I would have gotten my vacation days. They fucked me on that, which is the main reason I say fuck that place, because I was getting ready to have like 10 days of vacation, like within that like week. So I really don't think that was a coincidence. But I hit their ass with a nice little unemployment claim for that week of the holidays. So they can go fuck themselves. I hope their unemployment insurance goes up.
So what did they just walk in and they were like,
Oh,
"Hey"?
they canned a bunch of people, but I guarantee they did that because people were getting ready to get their vacation days.
Yeah, I know, but like, how did they late? So they just walked out and they were
Dude, they
like,
didn't even no, they didn't tell me in person. They called me on the fucking phone.
"Hey, by the way, you know that time you're supposed to show up? Just don't."
Basically, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, if I honestly didn't lose the vacation days, I wouldn't have been mad because I was probably gonna quit after I used those vacation days, just because that place was I could have found better employment. And the main reason I went there was to get the robot experience, which was nice. So I'll give them that. They put me on a robot right out of school. So, but that's partially because they can't find anybody else who knows what the fuck they're doing. But yeah, fuck that place.
Right. Well, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah, and
I guess.
I got to like be a fucking bum for a week. So they laid me off right before Thanksgiving. So it was like, do I really want to go and look for a job around Thanksgiving? So I was like, fuck it, man. Let's file this unemployment. So I fucking did. And I did apply to jobs. I didn't break the law. This wasn't like fraud. I went and applied to jobs, but I obviously knew that nobody's going to like be hiring right around the holidays. So, fuck it.
Wait, does the last place you worked have to be the place that pays your unemployment?
Yes. Well, so I don't know how that works, but they get hit with a claim, and it makes their so businesses have to pay for unemployment insurance for this kind of stuff. So I don't think they directly pay for it, but they definitely indirectly pay for it. So if a bunch of like employees file unemployment after working for them, it makes their unemployment insurance go up. So I'm not an expert, but it's something like that. So it's basically like if you have car insurance and you get into a car wreck, you don't have to buy your car brand new 100%, but like you definitely still pay more for the insurance.
Right, I gotcha.
So something like that. But yeah, no, I just got my week of unemployment and then found a new job immediately.
I tried to hook you up, and then you did. I think you just wanted to stay out that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, basically.
What are you and your girlie doing now? Are you guys just doing the long distance thing again?
No, well, so I'll actually be moving down to North Carolina in July, in late July, basically August.
So are you quitting that job?
Eventually, yeah, around that time, yeah. Which I'm a little bit sad about because I do like this job.
Let's rewind a year, and you're like, dude, not moving, never. That's why it's not going to work out, because I'm never going to fucking go down there.
So
fucking 1 year later.
So that would have been true if she didn't buy a house and I didn't see the welding jobs in Charlotte.
She put the puss clamps on you.
No, not quite. More of the if the welding jobs in Charlotte weren't so lucrative, I would definitely not be as down. But I look at the Charlotte welding jobs and it's like infinite jobs. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I told you, but like Charlotte is that stripper that I dated for a while lived in Charlotte, so I was in Charlotte a lot, and it's a good city, dude.
The funny thing is that she'll occasionally listen to these, so I'm like, oh, you're taking advice? Ah, yeah, Charlotte. That's a great place. Strippers.
Well, no, she wasn't. No,
I just like how you let off with that.
Yeah, right. But
it's a great place.
Strippers. What I'm saying is that I got to know the city. And,
yeah. Okay. That's what I'll let her. That's what I'll tell her. She's gonna learn the city.
Well, she lives in Charlotte now, right? Or no?
She lives basically right near Charlotte. It's an out. I don't want to say the specific city because I don't know if people are gonna like Google Map the fucking thing and eventually. People have done that to me before, by the way. Like, so there was a point where I had moved. This was back when I lived in my old apartment, like 5, 6, I don't know, 7 years ago, some shit. But so I literally had just moved to this place, and I didn't even know my own address, like offhand, because like I just had just moved there, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, what's my address again? But anyway, somebody else, a guy on Twitch, found my address before I really did, through Google Maps and various hints. Like I told him, like so there was a train that was right by my apartment, so they'd hear that on the stream. So they isolated where I live based off the train noise, and like I showed a vlog of my window outside of where I was, and then they Google Maps that with the view of the business seeing up into my apartment window, and then somehow figured out where I was and ordered a pizza to my apartment. but they paid for it, so I'm not
So,
really upset. But it was really
so
impressive.
but the fact that you have a dick means that you weren't that concerned, right? Because if
Basically.
you were a woman, you'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm about to get murdered." But
Yeah,
like,
all these people did was pay for a pizza and then have it delivered to me on stream, and they thought that was fucking hilarious, and I didn't mind because they paid for it. So that's kind of
yeah,
a fun prank because
still creepy as shit. Uh,
it's definitely creepy. But when you're eating the pizza, you're like, eh, it's kind of
right.
impressive.
And then they like fucking just let me get your address in the chat. You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
Well,
I was gonna mail you some funny shit before, but then I was like, that's too much work.
yeah,
Like a bag of like glitter dick bombs or
but
something.
they had the pizza ordered to Zyback, or no, it was to Lord Zyback.
Wow.
Yeah, Lord Zyback. And that's not the first time I've had a pizza delivered to Zyback before. Back way before then, in like 2009, I ordered it. There was a guy on BlackRock that sold pizzas for 5,000 gold.
Wait, really?
Seriously, 5,000 gold for a extra large 2-topping pizza.
Did you like get to pick the brand, or was this like a little Caesar's
it was
hot and ready?
was it Domino's?
So it was
I wanna say it
budget
was
pizza. I mean,
Domino's.
we're not talking top tier shit. This was
No,
budget.
it wasn't like some local restaurant like cuisine, no, but I can't remember if it was Domino's. It was something that was like a fairly thick crust. Maybe it was Pizza Hut. I can't remember, but it definitely was legit because I did
So
it
wait,
like
so you gave him 5,000 gold
5,000 wow
and
gold.
your address,
Yes,
and a pizza showed up at your house.
correct. So this guy had a good reputation. So I wasn't the first person to do this. I had heard about this guy from another person, and yeah, it was legit. I did it like fucking 5-6 times.
In today's day and age, how much gold is that?
I don't know. I can't remember. What I want to say.
That's probably like 100K, dude.
I want to say at the time that was maybe 20. So the guy was definitely making money on a gold per dollar value. I want to say the pizza was like maybe 20, maybe to get it delivered was like maybe $20, and you were giving him like maybe $30 in gold, something like that. It was some sort of like exchange rate like that. So it was cheaper for him to buy gold effectively from other people like that than it would if he just bought gold, and then the people got a pizza. I think a lot of people did it out of the fucking novelty of it. That's what I did. I had a shitload of gold, and it's like, is this real? Like, this is fucking hilarious if this is a thing, and it was.
Yeah, as long as you're not worried about some crazy shit happening. Yeah, I mean you're
I
fine.
mean, the craziest thing that happened was like 5 pizzas came.
Right.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
I don't think I have any stories like that.
yeah.
Hmm.
But that was good times. I don't know whatever happened to the guy. Maybe he got banned. I guess that is breaking the TOS.
Maybe I used to buy gold from the Chinese gold farmers back when I had more money than I did. Like,
Did you ever get
just-
like ripped off?
No. You know what's funny is so like I don't even remember the site, but it was like one of those just random ones, right? Like that are the small like
what was the
mom and
what
pops.
was the what was
I
the one
think
that-
it was like
Susan Express.
no, it
That was
wasn't
the one that
Susan-
got spammed all the time.
Yeah, no, this was one. I did answer. It was like one of the Chinese ads, and it was like because I was on Illidan, so like if you ever log into Illidan without a chat filter, I don't know if it's like this anymore,
That was my original server.
but it was like with fucking just hieroglyphics all over the place. But anyway, so it was one of the real. It was like WoW 5000. It was one of the real sketchy off-brand ones, but I bought from them and like they engaged in like chat with me in the game, right? And then like it went well, right? So I was like, dude, I ended up finding out like I made friends with the Chinese gold seller, like her American name or whatever. It was a girl. Her name was Rose, and she was going to school for like for history, and she was just doing like the Chinese gold farming to make money, and like
we had translator.
No, they were like she was the seller person, like the coordinator of like our agent will meet you in game, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Okay. I was just.
So-
I mean, I just know it's like actual Chinese people that farm the gold, though. Typically.
No. I think she was like the handler. So I guess you could say translator.
Yeah, I didn't know if she just knew Chinese and was doing like being the liaison or whatever.
But yeah, she like opened up. She was like, "Oh, I've been doing this for a while, and it's okay. You know, a lot of people in China my age, blah blah blah." It's like, man, I remember thinking to myself, like, that's really weird. Like, how number one, how big of a fucking loser am I to buy this much gold that I get to know the Chinese gold farmer pretty well?
I
But
had a
yeah,
Chinese gold farmer that was a YouTube subscriber of mine. When he quit his gold selling company, he just gave me all his shit. Like he just gave me like a ton of gold and a ton of like really random items. Uh,
really,
yeah, it was
is that
back in
a lot of
Cataclysm.
gold?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
All
say
right.
like 50,000 or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is back in Cataclysm too, which I can't remember how much gold. It was a lot at the time though. And a bunch of like, and what caught me off guard was that he had a bunch of like really random items with it. So it made me wonder what he was doing to get all that shit.
I wonder what they do. I'm like, what do they do to get all that shit? Like, do they just
So
steal it from people?
yeah,
Do they?
I think that's the strategy anymore. So back in the day, they used to actually hand farm the gold, which sounds fucking hilarious to say. Our gold here at Susan Express is hand farmed and hand picked.
Like they're
By
actually
the
doing
f-
runs
yeah,
to
they
get
were
it.
actually doing the real content and like real farming to get the gold. And I think for the most part now it's like compromised accounts and botting and I don't know all the shady shit because it's sort of a race to the bottom, right? If you're hand farming the gold, it's too expensive. But back then it was kind of more pure.
Right. More pure.
Well, so dude, remember like oh you probably don't, but people used to pay for power leveling services, like
Oh no,
have other people to pay fucking level your account. It used to be a
I
really different game.
I remember that. I remember I did. I mean, that wasn't that long ago. That was I
That was
played
like
in.
15 years ago.
I know, but I mean, I played in Wrath, and Wrath was.
Who the fuck got power leveled in Wrath? What a bunch of
I
fucking
mean,
pussies.
I right, but I mean, it's not as bad. But they were still. What I'm saying is, they were still selling that shit. So it's
Yeah.
not like, I mean, still see people advertise like, buy Glad. You know what I mean? And like,
Well, yeah, that's definitely still a thing.
speaking of Glad, did you hear that I'm a PvP god now?
But what is that? They made you do fucking arenas for Care
Why?
Bear
Why would
gear.
you think? Why would you think that I had to do the content to get some PVE thing? Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. That's
They
a
need to
thousand
do.
percent true, by the way.
They need to do more of that. Arena participation used to be higher when they had the like weapons and stuff like that. So I'm actually okay with that being a thing. I'm not elitist in that regard.
Right. No. Yeah. So yeah. You have to. So the Essence conflict and strike. Like, do you still play?
No, I only played at the very start just to piss people off with my Guardian 3v3 comp.
Got it.
Beating legitimate rank 1 players with triple druid and a tank druid is fucking almost it's probably the most fun I've had in WoW in a really long time.
What was like your highest like twos rank?
Two's rank or rating?
Whatever rating.
No, this is different. Oh shit. I'm gonna say like 2,500 ish, which at the time was like rank. It was in the top 20, 25.
Got it. Yeah. So like I don't think so. You can't. Start to lose rank after like 1100, but it's not like a lot. You know what I mean? Like a win will get you like 15 or 20, and a loss will lose you like 5 to 10 or something like that. So yeah, dude, I'm a 1400 twos player right now. Just fucking
What were you playing? Like,
get
what
on
was-
my level.
Were you-
My Demon Hunter.
Yeah, what were you playing with? Or were you just playing with like anybody?
Oh, Holy Paladin.
I would
so-
think that would be pretty decent.
What do you mean? Like the
Like,
comp?
yeah, like I mean, decent enough to get a few wins because I'm sure a lot of people were just playing the random shit just to do their PVE games.
Oh yeah, dude, it was really easy. Like
Yeah.
number one, Demon Hunters are like retarded right now. So, and I'm like really geared compared to a lot of the scrubs that that we were facing. Like most people that just casually play content in the game aren't as geared as me. So like my class and gear carried me a little bit because I'm not that good. So I freely admit that. But yeah, dude, I just fucking shit on people. Like people don't like. It's funny because like, I'm not a PvPer at all. But like,
I mean, if you
If
know
I-
how to play the PVE part of the game with decent efficiency, you're gonna a lot of that'll carry over. Like,
yeah, it's see the thing that I'm not good at. But yeah, when I pop CDs, dude, I absolutely just like people don't understand how hard I hit. You know what I mean? So it's funny just to see their fucking HP just drop and then freak out about it. But yeah, so like the thing, number one, I don't have PvP add-ons, So like all this shit where you like see other people's CDs, you know what I mean, and you can like
Yeah.
coordinate. I don't do that,
Dude,
which kind of
that's what's so impressive about the best players in WoW is that the best players in WoW not only play that game at the top level, they do it with none of the fucking mods that are like damn near cheating.
right.
So like so the thing with me and WoW is that when I played at that top level, I've always used any add-on that would give me a fucking edge. I fucking
Of
used it.
course.
So I had no fucking honor in that regard.
Of course. So I think I don't even know how many like there are or what they are, but um like the one that I think it's called like Gladius or something
Yeah, Gladius.
supposed to tell you what your like other people's CDs are and
Yeah.
what they're doing and shit like that.
Gladius, Gladiator, LOSSA, and fucking Weak Auras are the fucking most. I swear to God, like
Yeah, but
those add-ons
everybody
alone,
uses weak auras.
those
That's a PvE thing,
dude, it doesn't. It's still. I mean, it's fucking that mod is incredible.
right? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So I don't. So the other thing I don't do is like I don't I don't coordinate really well, like with like you know how you're fucking somebody is low, right? You're supposed to
Yeah.
hold CDs until you whatever. I don't really do that all that well, so it's like
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that are high rated that don't do that. You just have to play the
yeah,
right comp.
right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, man. I mean, I've been doing it, and you know what's funny is I actually kind of like it, which is fucking weird, right? Like,
That's why this little crossover thing is good because occasionally you'll get people that are like convert and be like, "Whoa, shit! I actually like this," and they actually become PvPers.
yeah. So like I've been doing all the call to arms, you know, like the zone shit where you got to go in the zone and like kill so many people for to cap your conk. So I've been conk capping for like the past like fucking 2 months now, I guess almost. Just doing shit. So it's kind of fun. I mean, I'm not gonna be like a rank one fucking PvP guy, but I mean, it's giving me
Yeah.
something to do.
No, that crossover stuff is really cool. Like, I appreciate it when games do that because it does get people into other aspects of the game, and I think that games like WoW, where you can play your little part of the game in isolation, is bad because it didn't used to be like that. The PvEers wanted to PvP to get some of the gear, and the PvPers wanted to PvE to get some of the gear. And if you
Right.
did both, you were at an advantage. Uh, and it sort of pushed you into a part of the game you wouldn't normally play. Which,
Right.
ironically, at the start of BFA, I was the best, and I was actually rating at the start of BFA just because fuck, I didn't want to try something different. Um, I had the best gear in my guild, not because it was funny because these guys were running Mythic Plus and all this shit, but
I remember
since
this.
but since I was a high rated PvPer, I was getting those really OP fucking PvP pieces that were tuned for like those pieces of gear were tuned for like 8 months or 6 months or whatever. So like I don't know, it was like a big power jump that most people didn't get until later.
Right.
Because those pieces of gear were meant to last the whole arena season, which is a whole raid tier. So the fact that I could just jump into that gear immediately was pretty cool.
Yeah. I wish that you could get like the it's gonna be so casual, but like you know, like so once you hit 1400 rating, you know the how they do the sets now, like the elite set and all that kind of shit is
Yeah, I
the
like
higher
that.
the higher your rating goes, you unlock more and more of it.
Yep.
Like I kind of hate that because it's like I'm never gonna go more than like I could push 1600, that'd be pretty easy, but that's probably the limit of my skill in PvP if I did that. And like so that means like I'll never get those sets, which is kind of like it's a little gay. I wish you could get it. I wish like afterwards you could just go back and just get that stuff. You know what I mean? Like
You
do with
can
old
still
stuff.
get the armor models, you just can't get the colors, right?
Yeah,
Aren't they just
yeah,
exclusive
but
colors?
yeah, but sure, but I mean,
I
I,
want the
no, no, no,
shinies.
no, no, no. Hang on, hang on. So the armor models they just give you. Like I don't. I
Yeah,
guess you
but you
haven't
don't get
played the
the.
patch.
No, I've got some of that gear. I've got some of that
No,
elite gear.
no. What I'm telling you is the armor models now for 8.3 when you do the introductory quest line, this is how cheesy they've made it. So like, you know how like Mythic used to look cool, the Elite Glad set looks cool,
Yeah.
and then like the normal mode looks all right, but LFR just looks like dog shit, trash tier, like brown.
Yeah.
So like at least you had to do LFR in the past to get that, right? Like you couldn't just like you had to do the content.
Yeah, you'd
So
actually
what,
get the piece of the model.
yeah, so what they did for BFA or for 8.3 was say that the introductory quest line for like the campaign that you do just like to unlock the 8.3 content gives you the entire LFR set except for like 2 pieces. So it's like okay.
Wow.
So like you don't like it's not even so the only thing with like the other sets is that it's basically just like different colors.
Yeah, that's
And
retarded as fuck.
so yeah, I mean they have basically killed LFR to the point where like they should just remove it. I'm like I have always been a big fan of LFR just because like it gave different color sets of gear and like I mean there was you could farm things in it that were like you know what I mean like the legendary pieces and shit like that. But now it's like they just take it out of the game. Like nobody plays that ever.
Yeah, I just think it was a mistake to begin with. They should just have easier raids, not LFR. Or do what
Yeah.
they did in the Burning Crusade. The Burning Crusade had it perfect. They had raids that people eventually just became easy because of power creep
Right.
with Karazhan.
Well, they're even now like like even old expansions. Like it used to be like when you got the new expansion came out, you could go back and just face fuck the old content in the old expansion and get all the transmog. But now that's not even really the case because um, they made it more than 10 levels to drop like and otherwise it's personal loot. Like it's really stupid. I don't understand.
Wow.
Like this is really dumb.
I
Like
can't believe they did that because that's like free content for them that they don't have to make. Like the whole
yeah,
like running
well,
old raids and dungeons is like
well, right. So it has to be 2x packs old for you to go in there and just like shit on it, which I think is a bad move. Like, I mean,
eh,
you were talking about the BlizzCon. I mean the stuff, right?
I don't think that's that bad because that's how it's been in the past. It's just that
No,
the numbers have gotten so crazy that
no, it wasn't. This is new. This is the new.
well, no,
Trend.
but like in Wrath of the Lich King, you couldn't go and face fuck BC content.
No, but it has been like that for any while. But my point is like, um, with the Hong Kong thing, like Blizzard seems like they're just making a ton of
They're just not.
missteps.
Yeah, they're not the same company anymore. It's pretty obvious at this point. It's. I mean, they'll still make good games every now and then, but they're definitely not batting 1,000 like they used to. That's for sure.
Are you excited at all about D4?
No, not even a little bit. Not even like a minor amount. There's nothing on the Blizzard radar I'm even remotely excited for. Like Overwatch 2, I could care less.
I forgot that was a
Yeah,
thing
exactly.
until you just said that.
Yeah.
I think largely because when I heard about Overwatch 2, I was like, what the fuck? It sounds like an expansion.
It is an expansion.
Why,
It's a PvE
why,
expansion, basically.
why, why is this a thing? Like, why don't
Because
we just.
people wanted story content, and it'll probably be okay, but I just don't care
No,
about
but
it.
why
Really.
is it Overwatch 2? Why isn't it just like,
Because
like a,
they
like
in
a,
marketing.
yeah, I guess. Just seems dumb. It's
Yeah,
like,
they could
just
have called it like.
keep it the base game.
Well, so I think the base
Or the
game.
new engine.
Yeah, so the base game you can still play the base game, and it's the base game is still the game, but you just don't get to play with all the extra goodies and the new graphics.
Got it. So they must have needed a new engine. That's had to be why they did that. Because
Well,
otherwise,
it's interesting because you can play with people on the old version of the game still. So I think it's just a little tune-up.
right.
So like if I have the old Overwatch and you're playing the new Overwatch, we can still play together, and you still cross-play with the people on the old version.
When's
So
the
it
last
can't
time
be that new.
When's the last time you played Overwatch?
Probably, god damn, a long time, dude. I want to say the last
What are you
time,
playing now?
Crowfall anymore. I'm just theory crafting on Crowfall, waiting for that patch.
Theory crafting?
Like trying out really random builds and stuff that might be good next patch. I've got a lot of stuff that I've been brainstorming.
All right.
Yeah, that's a game where like it's like whatever Path of Exile, where like you can just think up like crazy stuff to do.
Yeah, right.
But it's a PvP game, so you always have to be thinking like, well, how would this work in actual PvP versus
Is
like theoretical target dummy stuff?
right. I didn't Path of Exile come out with like a Path of Exile 2? Or did they announce something like that?
I don't really play it. I just know that they've got a similar like, talent theory crafting kind of thing.
No, but I'm saying like didn't they announce a sequel to that? I think they did. I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know.
remember. I'm sad, dude. All the games that I want have gotten fucking
How
delayed.
about that Anthem game? You still playing that? I remember you telling me how awesome that was gonna be.
Dude, listen.
Are you still playing, bro?
Listen.
Got
I
the
still
whole thing
have
to
it.
yourself.
No, listen. Have you seen BioWare's comments on that game?
Are they like, all right, we actually give up now?
No. Well, kind of. So they said like we understand that like basically like all right, we're not going to support this anymore. Whatever this is, we're not
Abort.
we're just going to leave that and let it do its thing. But they still believe in like the IP and like the core like idea of that game. So they're basically just going back and like either making an Anthem 2 or they're like retooling the whole fucking thing.
They're doing like a Anthem, a Realm Reborn.
Something, yeah, like that. And I mean, I'll still
More games should do that, dude. I love that Final Fantasy did that. So fucking gangster.
Well, just like,
Dude,
all right, that sucked. We'll just take
they
another shot at it.
literally nuked their game in the lore. Like, do you know about the cinematic for that?
No,
Okay, so in the old Final Fantasy, what is it, 15 or 14? Yeah, 14, right?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
In the old Final Fantasy MMO, that was a disaster. In the actual game, there was a game-ending like meteor or something, like a game-ending cataclysmic event happens where this guy, this evil force, comes down and just nukes everything in a like a pretty Japanese cinematic anime shit, and it's glorious, and that's how the game ended. It's fucking amazing, dude. I love that.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, so WildStar tried to do that.
I would love a WildStar Reborn. WildStar Realm. I've actually tweeted
They
about
had
that.
it. They had one, but it just didn't. I mean,
what? No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. They relaunched it. It was like WildStar
no,
Reloaded.
No, I mean like a whole new game, not a fucking patch.
Right.
Not a patch where they made it free to play. That's not what I meant. Ugh.
Well, I mean, yeah, right. I think they pretty much did do just that. I don't think there was much more than that, but
no, nothing.
I would love that. I would love if they just took WildStar down to not ground zero because like there was a lot there that was really good. Like all the story content can stay, all the zones, all that stuff, but like the problem is they just needed to rethink like like you quit a long time ago. Like they basically did a Mythic Plus system in WildStar that was actually really good. Like it got me hooked back on that game before they shut it down. Like I was playing that a couple times a week because that system was really fun. But I do agree with you that I think if they took that game down to like ground zero and just completely retooled it, I think they could have a successful game. I wish somebody would just buy it.
I know, dude. That's what I was getting ready to say. Like I cannot believe this whole entire IP just disappeared. Like it has come and gone in like my not even in my YouTube career. Like a little blip on my YouTube career is WildStar. Like the whole thing was developed, like did the whole pre-release shit, the whole marketing, like all the hype up to that game came and went. The entire thing is on my YouTube channel cataloged. Like how crazy is that? Like, I have the whole fucking thing documented.
Yeah.
Like you can make a WildStar documentary just off of my content.
I mean, that was kind of how we, I think, right? Like that's how we sort of even connected after that.
Yeah, because I liked your WildStar podcast.
Yeah, and those fuckers are funny. I miss those guys.
Girl gamer comment was fucking so funny.
What?
The girl game. What was that? I can't remember exactly what you said, but it was so funny. And since you guys had like beta codes, like they just tried to like cancel you over it.
Oh, it was
something like probably girl gamers or something.
No, the thing that got him in trouble before I even got on it was they gave them beta keys, and Haystack said if they made some kind of joke like figuring out how to give away the beta keys, and they were like, send us a picture of like our logo on your tattooed on your ass, and you definitely get a beta key if you're a chick. And like one of those like fucking Kai Dream or whatever her name is. She's like,
yeah, I remember
that. She was like, she made this Reddit post that is, what is the WildStar Nation? And like fucking Tally jumped in on it, and like everybody, Tally was like, these guys are tame compared to my shit.
I can't stand the fake outrage, like that kind of shit, where it's like, because that's what that, like everyone knows that's obviously a joke, like obviously like that's a ridiculous statement, and people are like, we hate them because they've got a beta key.
You know what's funny, man, is like, so that was, I mean, that show was actually really popular, and that was like my first taste into like interacting with the community at large. And like that, it was different. Like
I'm pulling up the thread right now. Go ahead.
We got sucked into that, and like the fucking PvP Online guy, the big cartoonist, was like, oh, I love your show, but like you guys are, you gotta stop the hate or something. And it was just really stupid shit, because like I remember like this gay dude joined our guild, and he made a joke. Like he joined the guild, and he was like, we were talking about that beta key thing, and he's like, I forget the exact joke, but it was something like, if you would have tweeted, or if you would have sent us a picture of your dick with our logo on it, like that would have also gotten a beta key. It's not like exclusive to chicks. And this guy thought it was really funny. And so we were talking about like how the guy was hilarious, and he's like welcome in our guild whenever, right? But like just the fact that we mentioned that he was gay, like people just fucking freaked out. And like we were complimenting him. You know what I mean? Like it's just, we got sucked into that whole mire of like internet outrage and apologizing and trying to defend yourself, and like it got bad, dude. Like my, one of our hosts was like a college professor.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't have this shit. This is like affecting my career. Like, you know what I mean? Like people listen to this and you know what I mean? So it just got bad. I mean, I guess it would have died anyway because the game died.
Like, look at this comment. You at WildStar Nation, you might claim that you were trying to be funny, but you were just doing this to exercise power over women. That's 100%.
That's exactly
for the comment. Not a like fly by night joke. Not just a random statement that like might get a giggle. Nah, doing it to exercise your power over women.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean,
that's so fucking ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
You gotta be careful with some of that stuff, but I mean, like, shit, man. Like that was just a dumb show. We were just having a good time, like, and it just turned into something completely stupid. Like we had Tony Ray on there. He was like the community manager. That'd be the equivalent of like getting lore from WoW.
Oh yeah, no, I knew him from Firefall. He used to be the Firefall community manager.
Tony Ray.
Yeah.
He does like I think he does like UFC. Like,
yeah, I saw him making like a documentary last time I saw what he was up to.
Yeah, I think he lost a bunch of weight too. I think he's doing good, which is good for him. Good for him. Dude, it's funny because like,
I still keep up with some of the devs. I still talk to them sometimes.
Yeah, I do too. What's funny is like, I don't even know if I should have, but like, I added a lot of them on like Facebook, just to like, I don't even know why, dude. Like, it's one of those things where like, but anyway, the only one who never added me was Stephen Frost, because I think he just like, he knew who I was or something. But like it's funny, so like, yeah,
he's made like a board game. It's actually kind of neat.
Have you played it?
No, but I saw a YouTube like tutorial on it, and I don't know, he does a lot of crazy shit. He made like comic books and stuff too. But I think he's definitely still a game developer.
I have his comic books. It's called Mortifera. That's right. Yeah. I remember that now. I forgot I had that. So yeah. I told him he should make his board game into a fucking like a mobile game, honestly. But I don't know, man. The thing about WildStar is just like there was so much talent on those dev teams. Like that, the core of the art And like, I mean, the guy who did the most of the art for WildStar is a fucking Disney, like, he's like one of the lead artists at Disney now.
Yeah, dude, it was really good. I just can't believe that nobody bought it. Like, I can't believe they didn't sell it. Oh, it's such a waste. Like, surely somebody could do something with that.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, I mean, a lot of it was like hubris of the dev team, like not responding to beta feedback. I mean, honestly, it's a lot like what probably, if WoW keeps making stupid mistakes, WoW's got
See,
a lot more momentum, but
I don't even think it was so much the beta feedback because like they made the game people said they wanted. Like they really did. Like people said they wanted a hardcore game and they fucking made it. And then people were like, "Oh, well I can't do the dungeons."
yeah, I mean, but like, I guess like nobody really said they wanted 40-man rating. Like,
Oh, yeah, they did.
I mean,
Oh, yes, they did.
I doubt that.
No, that's all I fucking saw. People were
I
like, it's gonna be
guess.
the greatest shit ever. 40-man rating that's actually hard. It's gonna be the sickest thing ever. Old school PvP hardcore. Fucking, dude, they were all about it. All about it.
I
I'm
guess.
telling you, dude. It's all I fucking saw.
The beta feedback I saw was not all about it, but I mean, whatever. Um, I don't know. I mean, I think if classic WoW,
So the thing with the 40-man rating is that the vast majority of the people didn't even get to do it. So like all those complaints were essentially unwarranted because they never got to experience it. Only a small fraction of the player base even stepped foot into the 40-man rating. So was 20-man rating a bad idea? Because that's the only raid that the 99% of the people that even raided in that game saw.
I mean, I think that what they ended up doing was basically flex rating, and I think that they should have invested in that tech from the start. Like flex rating
was
is
that
the
even
thing
really a
now.
thing? Yeah, was that even like really a big thing when WildStar came out? I can't remember.
Well, it wasn't in WildStar when WildStar
Well, no,
came
but
out.
was that even a thing in WoW? Like that was
I
probably a new thing in WoW if it was even a thing.
I think so. I mean, I'd have to go back to the timeline exactly,
But
but that was worth it. And I think that like the rune system was just way too complicated. But I mean, like like housing, like I don't know. There's a lot of things. Like I can say for sure though that with this patch in WoW right now, like the WoW dev team is just repeats the same mistakes over and over
so
and over again.
the big thing I will shit on WildStar for was the PvP, which wasn't bad from a gameplay perspective. They just did not nerf overpowered items and overpowered things that like were like very obviously blatantly fucking fucked up. Like not like little minutia details of like, oh, I think that this might be a little too strong here and this interaction like small meta shit. No, I mean like items that would give you like absurd amounts of HP. Like just stayed in the game for months.
Right.
But like the actual core gameplay was a lot of fun from PvP, I thought.
Have you seen that the New World MMO from Amazon?
Yeah, it's fucking over. It's done.
You said that you made a video about that.
Just
and I was
cancel the game.
like,
Here,
I was like,
you
I
want
don't
to
know.
let's make another prediction that I'll be right on. Okay, here's what's gonna happen with you in New World. You're gonna play it for maybe a month and be like, oh, I did everything. There's nothing really to do. There's no point, and then you're gonna stop playing.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate. Because I'll
That's
probably
exactly what's
play
gonna
it for
happen.
a month.
You're
To
gonna
be
play it
honest.
for less than. You're gonna play it for a short period of time.
That's
And
probably
you're
accurate.
going to be like, well, why am I playing this? Like, okay, I get it. Like, I did.
It
the
takes a lot
thing.
for me. It takes a lot for me to get invested in MMO though. Like, I had
With
like
New
pretty
World,
much,
there is nothing to get invested in. Like,
I mean, you
there's
don't know that. It's not even out yet.
dude. I know people that play the alpha. I've seen tons
I've
of.
played the alpha, and the alpha is nothing. They retooled the whole thing.
In a few months. Are you shitting
Yeah.
me? The whole game. They made a whole new, brand new PVE
I mean,
MMO in like 2
if
months.
if you look at, I mean, I mean, some of it, yeah. Like, probably not like
Come on.
they probably reused a lot of it, but I mean, like the art is different. Like if you look at all the graphics and stuff like that, it's different. I don't know how much of the actual. I know they made it more PVE focused, but I don't know. Like, I mean, remains to be seen.
It's
But
a PVE MMO. With,
I don't have faith in any MMO, dude. Like I don't have faith in very many video games. Like when they come out, like every video game to me is on a prove it fucking contract. You know what I mean? Like Like
I
there's
have
very
more faith in damn near everything than New World. Like I have more faith in like Camelot Unchained. Like New World could have like so Crowfall probably was shitting their pants with New World in their previous iteration when it was a PvP game.
no, it sucked. I played the fucking alpha. It was awful because it was a survival based like bullshit. It was basically like Ark with fucking like demons. Like it was like I don't want to fucking swing on a tree with a fucking axe to get wood to make my fucking hammer, which is like
Well, so what do you want to do?
I want to do I what I want to do is ideally is like have a mix of what WildStar gave me with
Oh,
some of the
so
polished WoW.
dungeons and raids. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
Okay. So
And
just
then
to let
like
you know, they
just
have
like
none of that. There is literally zero of that.
yeah, right, but it doesn't have to be that. Like I
Okay,
think
so give me something else you'd like.
all the art, I think art is big to me. Like I don't like I think the thing that I really appreciated about WildStar and WoW is the fact that the art doesn't look like shit after like a year because they try to make it uber realistic. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah, I
I
can't
mean, I
think of
like fantasy. I
I
don't
can't
like.
think of too many. What other MMOs have done that where they fall into that trap? The last thing I can think of is like Rift, where they tried to make it look maybe SWTOR. I don't know what does SWTOR look like anymore. I feel like SWTOR is pretty
Garbage.
cartoony though too.
It was, but the animations in that game were dog shit. Like if you can't if you try to like strafe in that game, your dude basically runs in 90-degree angles. It looks retarded. Like I liked
I
SWTOR.
don't, dude. They do that in WoW though too.
I
So
guess.
the thing that makes WoW feel so good is that is that your character movement is instant. Like it's they don't try to make it like in SWTOR. I remember they had like this acceleration system where like you strafe and your guy like it almost feels like it takes like a second for him to actually start strafing. And in WoW, it's instant, and you can pan the camera and like do fucking 1080s like really quick if you want. So that's one thing I don't like about Crowfall is that Crowfall they have more. I mean, it's really it's still like arcadey movement, but it's not like instant. Like, and I mean, I know it might look a little sillier, and it might not be as like it might not have as much quote unquote weight because like a lot of games are going for that weight feeling. But
Right.
man, I really wish I could just fucking flip my character around and shit like instantly.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah.
it's still really fast. It's just not instant. Like wow.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, when I think of game, like, Crowfall does not interest me, like, at all. I've tried it, and,
Well,
like,
that's because
I'm gonna try to.
you're not a PvP guy. Like if you don't like PvP, then
Yeah,
like
but I mean, I would play that game if there was a little bit more to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not necessarily not a PvP guy. I just think that there needs to be some sort of, like, progression thing that matters. Like, the thing I think with PvP is, like,
define progression that matters.
well, like, you know, like a talent thing or like a skill progression. And
I
there
mean, they
is, right?
sort of
Like
have that. Yeah, they have
there
that with the time, like the Eve style training.
so I mean, you know, I mean all that stuff is kind
It's
of
just not a
interesting.
major part of the game. Like, there's not some sort of progression treadmill that you get on with a game like Crowfall, by
Right.
design.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
And
I mean,
with Crowfall, even if you're not a PvP guy, you're a PvP guy. Like, even if you're a guy that just wants to make like the best armor and the best like stuff for other people and be like that economic merchant type, you're still a PvPer because your actions affect the PvP that's happening. And it could be argued that you're more of a PvPer than the guys that are actually out there fighting.
right. I don't know, dude. I got like I said, I think it's because my class and my gear in WoW, but like I'm having a good time. Like doing all the call to arms shit and the other stuff and
Well, Demon Hunter is one of the most insanely like cool classes though. Like it is fucking neat.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like they put a WildStar class in fucking WoW. That's what Demon Hunter is like. Because you've
Kind
got
of.
like telegraph stuff basically with like that blade dance ability or whatever that's called. You've got like double jump and you've got this like crazy dash movement and stuff. It really is like a WildStar class they put in WoW.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. I mean, not as like that, but sort
No,
of.
I mean, yeah, it's like a halfway WildStar class. You have a lot of like free movement.
Correct. Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Which is
it's fun as
which.
fuck. Yeah, I almost made one.
I
I just didn't have
almost
the. I,
made
well,
one.
I just didn't have the time. Like, if I could have like somehow conjured up more time, I definitely would have played one.
Demon Hunter tanks are like fucking damn near unkillable too, with all the HP and shit. Um, so, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. So, what I mean, other than so, if you can't be playing Crowfall like that much. So I mean, like,
I mean, I'm not like putting a lot of time. Like, I'm not like coming home and like just grinding the game out for like 4 hours a fucking night. But
Right.
I'm coming at like I'll mess around in the game, think about some shit, theorycraft, watch some Crowfall streams, help out new people, whatever. I'm like invested in the game, but not actually playing it that much. If that makes sense.
Right. What are you doing else otherwise then? You and your
Uh,
driving down to fucking Carolina for your girly?
she's coming up here next time. But no, doing that and working and fucking I don't know, fucking around a lot to be honest.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my kids like, I had
Yeah,
a
speaking of another thing I was right about, don't you have two of them now?
yeah, but I had. Oh shit. Well, I mean, like, I guess when we did the podcast, she was probably like 7 months pregnant.
Yeah, so
Uh,
remember like a long time ago when you're like, I'm only gonna have one kid. And I was like, nope.
yeah. Well, I'm definitely only gonna have. I'm definitely only gonna have the two. I'm not gonna have three. That is a guarantee. Although
I won't make a bet on that because I think that's less likely to have a third one. But I do think it's very funny
100%
that.
unlikely. Like,
Oh,
if
did
she
you?
was like, "Hey, by the way, we're gonna have a third kid," I'm like, "Nope, you're gonna have an accident."
Oh wow. Speaking of that,
Just kidding.
sexism in games. Remember the WildStar Nation podcast thread?
Oh my god.
That time, the host of the WildStar Nation podcast tried to convince me that he isn't homophobic.
Is that in the thread?
That is a title of a thread.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just went on the WildStar subreddit and typed in WildStar Nation.
Is that the PvP online guy putting that in there?
Of the homophobic one? Let me look.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's
It
probably me.
is level up yours is the name of the
Oh, I
account.
know that guy. I remember that. That's so funny. I remember that. That guy was fucking crazy, dude. He was crazy. I remember that shit. That's funny.
That's usually how those social justice like militant people, they're always a little off.
All the Bernie Sanders supporters, you mean?
Well, not all of them, but like damn, some of like you look at
Have you?
the whatever that undercover footage of like we're gonna burn it down if Trump's elected.
Yeah. Speaking of that, have you? I know we got to podcast more because we're getting into politics season.
Oh yeah,
And
speaking of that, think about how fucking old we are. Like just think about that. Before when we started this podcast, that was when Trump was
running.
was running and like becoming a meme.
Yeah.
And I
And you were
predicted
like,
that
I
on
think
the
he's gonna
fucking-
win.
I predicted that. Yeah, I was like, and that was back in the Republican nominations. I was like, and back when it was still like 16 Republican candidates. I'm like, dude, Trump is going to win this and then win the election. I feel it. And it fucking happened.
It did. I think the country is still in disbelief over that. By the way,
Well, it's going to be crazy when it happens again and he wins even bigger.
it's gonna happen. Did you see though? Did you see like how dominant Bernie did in Nevada? Like, that was the election that just happened. Did you hear about those results?
I didn't know. The last time I kept up with that, like Pete
2
Buttigieg
to 1.
was
2 to 1. He beat Biden, and Biden was second place.
Well, Biden is fucking retarded. Nobody,
Yeah, but-
he's
yeah.
out.
He's third place. I'm
What?
saying all I'm saying
Wait.
is that, yes, in Nevada. All I'm saying is that Bernie Sanders absolutely destroyed the Nevada caucus, and that was after the that debate they just had. Did you watch that?
I watched a few clips of old Bloomberg just getting like roasted over the coals. That's
Dude,
all I watched.
He got face fucked in that debate, like, so bad, dude. Did you see that meme that I put up? That was like your face when you realize you just wasted
Yeah,
$400 million.
Dude, that guy has been marketing like crazy, man. I have like a 20-minute commute to work, like 15, 20 minutes, and I hear 2 to 3 Bloomberg ads every
It's
day.
kind of annoying, to be honest. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Oh, you hear
yeah,
him too on your radio station of choice?
I don't know. I see them on TV though.
Oh yeah, I
Like
don't watch
they're
TV.
all
So.
over the friggin' TV.
Yeah, you
Like
can't avoid them no matter where you go in life. Like I don't have TV, but I get them on the fucking radio.
I guess it's good. Like there's probably a part of me that's like, you just wasted a lot of money.
I
for
guess
this
he's
your ad.
redistributing some of the wealth. I guess.
I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
I didn't realize
zero
he
chance
was
in hell he
that
wins.
fucking rich. Like I knew he was a billionaire, but he's like a like 80 billionaire. He's like fucking. It's like he's got like 60 or 80 billion dollars.
We've heard of like the Bloomberg, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I've heard of the website. Yeah, but I just didn't know like he was. I knew he was a billionaire. I just didn't know like because like I saw a graph that broke down all the political candidates by their net worth, and like you'd think obviously Trump like he's like above everybody else, but then like Bloomberg is like way above him. Like Trump's at like 3 billion, and Bloomberg's at like 60 or some fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was so like. Did you see his face when like Warren was just like
Dude, I just like he doesn't even care. Like he flat out was just like, I made some remarks that people thought weren't great.
Yeah.
So what I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but like how they were like, you need to lift all those NDAs. Apparently he did. That's what I heard.
What? There's no way.
I don't know. I had to fucking look it up, but that's what I heard. Let's see. Bloomberg lifts NDA. Bloomberg now says he'll release women from non-disclosure agreements.
That's pretty big.
That's fucking gangster. If he
That's
does.
pretty big. I mean, it's not gonna. I mean, sure, it's not gonna do anything for him, but I mean, good for him.
I don't think he's got the Trump effect. I don't think old Bloomberg will be able to just like. I don't know. This Donald Trump is magical, and that like nobody gives a fuck. Whereas I guess because like he's not like trying to appeal to the social justice crowd. Whereas like Bloomberg's just gonna get raked over the coals for this. But everybody with Trump, it's like almost like, yeah, he cheats on his wife, and that's why I'm gonna vote for him.
Dude, you gotta like, first of all, like, yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of a piece of shit, right, Trump? But
morally,
it's pretty impressive how rubber he has been, like, with every single thing they have thrown at him.
Well,
and he just is like dodging it like it's nothing.
Well, so here's the thing. I don't think he's like. I think he's just like a person, right? Like I think he like on an asshole scale, I would say Donald Trump is probably an asshole, but I don't think he's like the most evil, villainous person out there. Like I think he's far less evil than a lot of politicians. Like he might be a dickhead, it might just be like I don't know, just like a jerk. But I don't think he's like this conniving evil genius type, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's just a dickhead.
Right. He's just a dude.
He just tweets
he's just
out,
a dude.
Yeah, he's literally like an asshole that I would work with. Like he honestly, like if Donald Trump was a welder and just some of his comments, like he just fit right in. Like right. I've never seen somebody drinking Diet Coke that's thin. Like that is like something that somebody I would work with would say. Like
just grab him by the pussy, just do it.
I'm serious. That's yes.
Right. No, I feel you. I know what you're saying. It's funny.
Yeah, I mean that whole thing, like, dude. So the second the grab him by the pussy thing came out, and that didn't destroy him, I was like, dude, he's invincible. Like he is. There's nothing worse that could come. Like there's nothing worse that could come out than that. And that's
pretty bad.
That was the worst thing. Absolutely the worst thing. But I think people realize that that Donald Trump isn't literally going around like grabbing women by the vaginas and like scooping them up.
Well, right now, but
I don't know. I feel like that really was like locker room talk. Just him trying to be like, look how cool I am. I'm Donald Trump. And I'm so awesome that I could grab women by the pussy and they don't even care.
Right. Do you feel like you could do that?
No, because I'm not a billionaire.
I told my wife, I was like, listen, because like the second kid, dude, you haven't even, oh shit, dude, like we haven't done a podcast in forever. So my second kid sucks real bad.
Okay, it is a boy. Okay, so you got lucky with that.
Yeah, he's real bad. So, what was I gonna say?
He sucks real bad.
Yeah, right. But So I told her, I was like, listen, because she basically quit, so she stays at home now with him and is gonna do that until he is like.
I told you that was gonna happen too. Remember?
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing. I wanted her to do that for sure.
It probably is gonna save you money. Childcare is fucking absurd.
Yeah, well, and he's just awful, so it helps. So but anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, I told her like, hey, listen, I just want you to know that like, if for some reason you die, like, don't feel bad, like, don't take this personally, but like, I have to find a replacement like immediately.
The
So,
fucking hypergamy in action right there.
so like,
God
I'm
damn,
gonna,
this fucking
I'm,
monkey branch that shit hardcore.
it's like I'm gonna get a shirt and then I'm just gonna screen print on the front. It's just gonna say 6 figs, and on the back it's just gonna be a screen printed copy of my most recent W-2, and I'm just gonna go to the fucking bar and just hang out with like a fucking sign over my head that says like, "Are you good with kids? Apply within."
Ugh.
And
Sounds
she's
like
you're a dick.
a tender disaster there. Wow.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
but anyway, no, I'm just saying like it's fucking
Single moms.
it's it's tough out in these kid streets. Like definitely not doing the young kid thing anymore, man. It's
Well, it's
it's
a good thing you
brutal.
don't have too much longer on that train.
What do you mean in terms of like?
Yeah. You only just started. I'm glad that you're sick of it already.
Well, no, I mean like he's better. So like
It's been like 2 months.
what do you mean? He's like 7 months old, dude.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Fuck. It has been a while.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So like
Fuck.
yeah, he's better. I mean he doesn't like I mean he's like playing with stuff now and he doesn't cry as much as he used to, but like we couldn't go anywhere because he just fucking loses his mind like and has to be held all the time and just
Dude, I was apparently like the best fucking baby. All I want to do is just eat, shit, and sleep. Not
Yeah.
much has changed.
right. I don't even know what I would do like if I didn't have kids and just could kind of like do whatever. Like it's so
You
weird.
can just do whatever you want,
Yeah.
like I
And
do.
have a bunch of money and just kind of do
That's the game plan.
so so I was gonna move to Florida too. Like I remember
Yeah,
I
you told
told
me
you
that. Is
yeah,
that not a thing anymore?
it is, but I went to leave and I told my boss had like a he um I gave him like a year's notice, right? Like I gave him a really long notice. I was like, hey, listen, when we come out to next summer or whatever, I'm gonna need to find a new gig. So it like came around, and I got an offer from this company, the same company in Jacksonville actually, which is a little far north than I wanted to be. But he's like, hey, I really don't want you to take that. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I told you like a year ago that I was like leaving, and he's like, listen, what's this gonna take? I was like, I mean, I don't know, like whatever. So he basically, without going into numbers, gave me a retarded bonus to stay the most of this year. So like,
Oh, that's good. So he only bought you temporarily. He's renting you.
yeah. So like, we both know that at like come fall, I'm gonna find a job.
Unless he does it again.
unless he keeps paying me this, because if he keeps paying me this, I'll just stay. Whatever, fuck it. I would be.
I mean, the fact they did it once. I mean, they might be worth it. That might be worth it.
I mean, that level of money is like worth me staying in a place that
fuck
I
it,
hate.
dude. It's not that cold. Shit.
It's fucking cold and
burn the money, dude. Just fucking
it is
put it in the
cold
fireplace.
and gray and rainy and awful, and I hate this state. I don't know how you live here your entire life.
I don't live in the fucking lefty commune part.
I mean, I guess you're not gonna live here anymore. You're gonna go live in Carolina. I
it's
think you'll like that better.
Down in the Confederacy.
You're in the Confederacy.
Yeah, but I'm like on the edge of it.
What are you talking about? Like Appomattox is like 6 minutes from your house, and that's where they surrendered.
No, yeah, but like I'm not like deep in the Confederacy.
Robert E. Lee like was like the capital. Was
Yeah, but
Richmond.
like it's like I just got a little drive up north and I'm there in the fucking Yankee town.
I guess so. Yeah, but I don't know.
Ironically, North Carolina is less southern than Virginia. Like in terms of the people. It seems like.
That is,
I feel like we're a little bit more
ah,
yeehaw. Well, in my area of Virginia.
dude, I grew up in the Bible Belt of North Carolina, so it depend. It really depends on where you're talking about. Like where you are is very yeehaw as fuck, but like there are some Bible Belt. Like North Carolina is like the capital of the Bible
I
Belt.
saw a guy with a Trump 2020 flag, not on the back of his truck. This guy was driving like a Chrysler 300 and had this giant Trump flag coming out of the sunroof.
What?
Yeah. Like, I've never seen a giant Trump flag not like on the back of a truck. It's always been on the back of a truck. But this guy had it out of his fucking uh, sunroof, which is a big investment. That's a big commitment.
Yeah, it is.
So he's letting that shit fly.
What do you think? So do you think Bernie's going to be the nominated Democratic guy?
If he's not, oh my god, I want him to not be just to see the fucking flames. Like
Really?
he is the most popular candidate. Like he's their best shot.
But
But
do you think he actually has a legitimate shot? Because I don't. I think that I think that he's the best candidate.
not at winning the no nobody's gonna beat Trump, but he's their best shot. He's not gonna win, but I want him to not even get the nomination just because I want to see that happen and just see the left fucking go crazy.
I kind of would. I mean, like, I feel like he's more behind than he would have been had he just ran when Hillary stole the nomination from him. Like he would have. I think he had a legitimate
Oh,
shot back
dude,
then,
yeah, no. So he had
but
more
not
of a.
now.
It's because Donald Trump is more powerful now.
No, I think it's the economy. I think Trump has actually demonstrated with the economy, either on purpose or somehow, that like
no, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like Donald Trump was not a, like Donald Trump has whether it's dumb luck or what is it what's it called shit I can't think of the name of it like where you're like stumbling through life and everything's going right
right.
fuck.
Serendipity.
No, there's like a fallout skill where it's like
Charisma.
no, it's like dumb luck or something. It's something along the lines of dumb luck, where like you're stumbling through life and then like everything's going well still for whatever dumb reason. That's kind of what's happening. Like, that's what I meant by Trump is more powerful. Like, so Bernie was a better candidate in 2016, but also like Trump is a better candidate now, like by far, because like everything has been going very well, like
And I don't
very very well for the majority of people.
I don't think that like there's um I don't think that like there is like the people that hate Trump, right? Like there used to be a lot of them. Like I don't think anymore like there's as many. Like I think people are just like whatever, fuck it,
I think a lot of the
whatever.
people that were neutral on Trump or maybe weren't in his camp, like if they were on the fence or maybe slightly leaning against him, are probably gonna go his way because they saw their 401k get like a fucking 14% plus return 4 years in a row, and they're like,
Yeah,
well, goddamn,
which is
like
stupid because
this is crazy.
it's not gonna keep doing that. Like obviously.
Well, I mean, I didn't think it was going to keep. I mean, I don't think. Obviously, it's not going to do it forever. But I mean, I was wrong about it not doing it after the first year, and then I was wrong about it not doing it again after the second year, and then I was wrong again the third year, and then this last year we had a fucking record year. So I'm okay with being wrong if I make more money. Like fuck.
Well, the thing is, you've made no money. Like you haven't made any money yet until you start taking it out.
Well,
So
I mean, the only way I lose money is if the thing crashes like fucking 40%, and we go into like the next Great Depression.
correct, but
With like, it would be unprecedented levels of fucking
right,
downfall and doom.
yeah. When I got hired, it was like right after 2008. We had this guy at work who told me that his 401k dropped like $500,000 like in 2008, and he was
But
like,
what was it worth? It's probably worth fucking 2 million.
probably, yeah. I mean,
That's the thing. I
um,
mean, my timeline is so long that even if I take a 30% loss temporarily, like who gives a fuck? Like I don't fucking care.
well, that was the whole thing with like, so the the market downturn is coming, right? Like that is going to happen. So it's like
Well, it's
you
just that
could,
you don't know the timeline. Like it could be 20
well,
years from now.
correct, but like you could take your money and put it in like, move a little bit of it in bonds so you weather that a little bit. But I mean, I thought about doing that, and then I just decided like that's not worth it. Just fucking leave
I'm
it in
of the
there.
belief that unless you're planning to retire, where you do need that set amount of money no matter what because you don't have a job and you're not planning on having a job, then leave it all in the market.
Yeah, I mean, it is better if you secure the gains, right? But like the fact that you can't time that well,
But you can't secure it. I mean, if you could
well, you
secure the
can
gains, then
you can because you put it in bonds so that
yeah, but you're
when the
gonna
market
you
falls, it doesn't
statistically
fall
statistically you're gonna be losing money though, like on average if you do that.
because you can't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Because
because you can't predict it. Yeah.
you really can't predict it. So like, even if you do like gain a few dollars, it's like not really worth that risk to do that. So, um, yeah, it's funny, man, because we so our job like we've hired a lot of new people because like that's just how that there's been a lot of turnover, and like this guy that I'm working with doesn't know. Like I told him, I was like, just put your money in like an index, like a mutual fund kind of thing. And he's like, what are you talking about?
Well, most people don't know what that is.
I'm like, good God, dude. Like, I don't know. There should be some like
Dude, I
a
think it's
job.
a conspiracy. Like I swear to God, like I think that like they don't teach this shit in high school because like the banks don't want people to know, like the financial institutions like don't want people to know how to like generate their own wealth and not be dependent on these financial systems. I swear.
I guess it's got to be something because it's
Like
like,
why do like why stockbrokers exist? Like why do like there are so many jobs and like things being held up by lack of knowledge and like things being um intentionally like confusing.
right.
Like
Yeah.
tack, yeah, it's crazy.
I told him, I was like, dude, just, just, just show me your 401k thing and I'll tell you what you put your money in. Just don't touch it until you're retired. You'll be all right. It's like, I don't know, man. My, my wife too, like she quit. So she had like a 403b, had to roll that into an IRA. And it's just like, people don't know shit about money, man. It's really weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with my 401. So that's the annoying thing about like my particular career is that it's likely that I'll be bouncing around different jobs. So I'm gonna have all these fucking random 401ks. It's gonna be
Well,
retarded.
you have to roll them into, you either have to roll it into another 401k from another employer, or you have to roll it into a traditional, I mean, a Roth, depending on if it's a
I
Roth.
thought you could just have multiple 40 like I thought you could just have 401ks in multiple companies. That's what I read. Is that it didn't really matter. It's just that
No, they
you
want you to
could.
move it into an active fund.
Who is
So
they?
Fidelity or whoever it's with, they'll start
Oh,
spamming you about that.
they
They're like, hey,
haven't.
what do you do with your money? What do you want to do with your money? So, I
I don't
mean,
know. They haven't yet.
I mean, it's worth it to put it in a fund where, like, you know what I mean? That you're, because there's no difference between a 401k and an IRA, really.
Yeah.
One of them is employer sponsored, and one of them is like an individual account.
Yeah.
But
The only reason I really did it is because they were doing matching. So fuck it. Why not?
I don't know, man. If I was you, I'd just go back to your freaking, your sweet dealership gig.
It doesn't pay as well.
I guess. But I mean, it could if you actually started selling. You know what I mean, or something like that.
I don't think I have the skill set to like do that. I mean, I could, but I don't think I have the skill set to thrive at that. Like, I'm not outgoing enough. I mean, I think I could do it if I had to, but I'd just rather not.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
not like you have to be like a really outgoing like I'm gonna go talk to that person type of guy, and I'm not that naturally. I definitely could fake it, but
You're just like, I don't know, man. You want to buy this shit? Like, whatever.
no. I mean, I'm good at selling stuff. I've made a lot of money in sales at various
I'm trying to
things,
get
but
you commission for that Corvette, but for some reason your fucking place doesn't.
for some reason that GM won't fucking make them. I don't know. It's them.
Listen, I got pictures of them all over Detroit running around, blah blah blah. Like I see them at all these car shows,
Yeah,
and then
nobody's got the fucking things.
and then I go to Richmond Auto Show, and
If they
lo and
don't have
behold,
it at a fucking auto show, they're not gonna have it at Radford, Virginia.
yeah, of course, that's true. I will 100% concede you that. But I gotta. I
No,
don't know.
man. I asked them, and they're just as fucking dumbfounded that you are that they can't get these things out the door.
I guess. I don't know. I can't drive a Hyundai forever. I'm gonna need a legit car. But
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
speaking of upgrades, I just bought a new. Well, I didn't buy a new computer,
I
but
saw the parts.
it's legit, dude. I like went good.
You
But
you have beat me to the punch on this one because I remember there was like 2 times in a row we upgraded our PCs at the same time. We got the same shit. Like you had like a 1080 Ti and the same processor I had and like all the same shit. And then we did it again.
well, it's been like 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
since I built this one, and like I have a i5, like a 4930 or
Yeah,
4790.
I think we
Something
didn't
like
you
that.
have a 1080 Ti though?
Yeah, I still have that. Yeah, I have that.
Oh,
Um,
did you just upgrade a few parts?
so my plan is to so at first I thought, all right, I'll just upgrade the motherboard and the processor. I'll leave everything else the same.
Upgrade the
Uh, And
motherboard?
then yeah, well, it's a different socket. So
Oh,
I bought
that
an i9
sucks.
I bought an i9 9900. So and the motherboard was fairly cheap. So anyway, so I'm like, well, I'll just upgrade those two things and I'll leave everything else. And then I'm like, well, um that doesn't make sense because I have DDR4 RAM. So or I had DDR3. So I was like, well, maybe I should probably get DDR4. And then it was like, well, I have an SSD. I don't have an M2 drive, so I should probably get one of those too. So now like the only thing I'm planning on carrying over is the power supply and the case. But then like I was in my guild in WoW and they're like, I don't know about rolling over the power supply, man. You should really change that out. And I'm like, why? Mine's perfectly fine. And they're like, well, those things get old and blah blah blah. So now
What?
it's now it's like I don't know. I feel like I can reuse the power supply and be safe.
Yeah, dude. What?
So,
I mean,
but
so when I upgrade my PCs, I don't know if I'll do this anymore because I've got 3 of them now, but I've always liked having an entire functional PC, like a backup in case something shits out. So I'm like immediately back up and running, even if it's a little shittier. But I don't think I'm gonna do that now because like I've got a few of them and they're sort of getting large. But yeah, I with that new processor, has Intel stopped being like complete cucks and like have they actually started making the processors better? Because for the longest time, it was like a new Intel processor would come out, and it would be like legitimately 3 or 4% better. Like it was like no increase.
well, I think going from an i5 4000 series to an
Yeah,
i9,
that's pretty big. Oh
it's
yeah, there's i9s now. Oh shit.
yeah, man,
Yeah, I'm on
i9s,
i7.
yeah. So I mean,
What's the single core speed? What's See, I meant
uh,
like 5. Like I heard that for gaming, that's like the main thing, right? Is you want that fast core speed or whatever, like the 5 gigahertz shit.
yeah,
I'm a retard at this shit, but
I
I've got
think
my shit overclocked to 5.
it says 5 gigahertz turbo, 3.6 just base,
Yeah.
but
Oh, what? They're 5 gigahertz base now?
no, 5 turbo, 3.6 base.
Oh, but like it overclocks itself to 5.
Yeah, I mean overclocking is really easy.
No,
Like,
no, but there's difference though. Does that processor stock overclock itself to 5 gigahertz, or do you have to go in and do that? Because
I don't know.
there's like so Intel has their little turbo boost thing. Is that what gets it to
Yeah,
5?
I
Does
don't
it
know.
does it turbo boost or whatever to 5?
I don't know, but it's gonna be at 5. Like I don't know.
Oh, I'm just saying it matters because like so if it goes to 5 on itself, basically that means you could probably get it even considerably higher than that because mine turbo boosted. I want to say to like 4.7 or like 4.6 or something, and I actually went in and manually cranked it up to 5. But there's no way I'm going above 5.
Um, yeah, well, like you don't need to go retarded on that. Like
Yeah, it's minuscule gains, but I mean,
well, and it stresses the thing out a lot more. Like, I mean, if you're up and around the high fours, fives, like it's plenty. Like I think mine now, even this thing is somewhere in the close to 4, something like
yeah.
that. But
I
it's
mean,
just
the main downside is that oh man, your processor's only gonna last fucking 15 years instead of 20.
right.
That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah. I'm gonna
basically
get rid of
does.
it in like 4 or 5 years
Yeah,
anyway.
so that's the downside to overclocking is like, oh no, it won't last 20 years. That's what I was planning on.
Well, I'm waiting for the damn 3000 series NVIDIA GPUs. That's what I'll end up getting and replace this. But um,
I'm
anyway,
I'm waiting for a new baller CPU to come out before I upgrade anything. I mean, I don't really need to upgrade anything because all the games I run, I can run everything I want fairly well. But if I was to upgrade, it would have to be like some big leap in CPU technology.
Right. Well, I mean, this is for what I add. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I'm playing a lot of The Witcher 3 right now, to be honest.
I would hope your old system could run the fuck out of that game.
Yeah. But I play. I mean, I play it. I play at 4K.
Yeah, that'll
So,
do it.
um, it I have to turn off like. So the thing is, like, my system right now will run 4K games like that at pretty decent frame rate, but you just have to turn off AA. And I think like what I don't think a lot of people realize is like you don't need AA at 4K. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
In a lot of games, I don't even like the anti-aliasing. Like, I like the sharper edges.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm not looking at anything too crazy just because my graphics card is the same, but I'm hoping that at least with the new processor.
How big is your 4K screen?
27 or 28, one of the two.
Oh, that's not bad. See, I'm of the belief I like higher pixel density. So I've got a 1440p screen that's 23 inches, so it's fucking sharp as shit. If they can get a 4K down to 23 inches, oh man, I'd love that shit. That'd be fucking sick.
The thing with my monitor is it's 4K, but it's 144 hertz and it's also HDR color. And I'll be honest, dude,
I bet that thing was expensive as shit.
Is it
G-Sync?
2K. Yeah.
Oh
G-Sync.
god, how much? Yeah. I bet that was. You said 2K? That's about right.
I think it was about 2K.
I
Yeah.
want to say this monitor was. I got this thing for a steal. This is a 165 hertz 1440p, and at the time, I guess this thing's a few years old now, but I want to say it was like $350. But it was like $100 cheaper than the next thing.
Right. Yeah, but this thing is beautiful, man. Like, it looks so good. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
If they can make them, I know it sounds weird asking for a smaller monitor, but I like that 23-inch, like 24-inch monitor size.
Well, I remember back when I bought that the 2K monitor, because we were going back and forth about like is 2K higher refresh rate the way to go, or is it like whatever, right? Remember we had that discussion?
Yeah.
I remember that 2K monitor I had looked butter smooth, but I know me, and like, dude, I'm telling you, the HDR color is a real big difference. Like you wouldn't think that it is, but like it makes things real pretty. Because like maximum brightness on most monitors is like 300 nits or whatever they measure it in. This shit is like 1,000. So
on this monitor, I actually have to turn the brightness down because I'm like, damn, this shit's just too much. Like, so I actually turn mine down to like 70.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like super bright shit. So.
Isn't that why aren't your eyes going bad?
No.
You were telling me that your eyes are worse now from playing video games.
I don't think I said that.
I swear to God you said that.
I think I said that the reason that I had to wear glasses was because I thought I'd stare at the sun and get superpowers when I was in like grade school.
I swear you told me one time that you were like, yeah, dude, all these video games like makes my eyesight go bad. Like it's.
No, that was not me. Whatever happened to that? Remember that guy that we interviewed that like he said he like fucking founded Post Malone or something?
Yeah, Doug
or Dennis or
he didn't found him. He was his agent for a while. Like he was like his first agent.
Yeah.
Which was legit. Like he really did. I was there for that. It was fucking crazy. I cannot believe that guy is like a superstar now. It's fucking wild.
Yeah. Post Malone, you mean?
Yes. Like this dude was like living in a fucking closet. Like we talked to this guy on like Skype and shit.
Oh, look at his face. Like you can fucking tell he's not like
look
a
at his
winner.
Race. I just can't believe he's some white gangster rapper that like did it. And he's like, dude, you realize he got the name Post Malone? You know how he got that name?
I don't know.
He went to a rap name generator on a Google. I swear to God. I swear to God. I bet you can Google it. Because I remember somebody asked him, and that's what he said. I wonder if he ever said that. Let's see, how did Post Malone get his name? I swear to God, that's what he said. Get his name. I swear to God, he said he got it off a rap name generator.
Where, in an interview, or where did you see that?
He's actually said it in an official interview. Post used a rap name generator to get the name Post Malone.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah.
He just did a song with Ozzy Osbourne.
I heard it's good. I think I heard it before.
It's not bad. I mean, it's not like the best thing ever. It's a little repetitive, but I mean, I've never done a song with Ozzy Osbourne. So
I haven't either. I always like when people do crossover songs with two genres that are different. Like I remember Linkin Park, Jay-Z, and Paul McCartney did a thing, and I was like, "Shit, this is actually kind of cool."
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah, they did a show.
They're not doing much of it anymore.
No, they're all, I guess, too rich or killing themselves now to do anything like that.
I couldn't
that
wait
was a
for
fucked up joke.
I couldn't wait for fucking BlizzCon when they announce Green Day. I know it's gonna happen. I'm just waiting for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing like you know, the rock group all about fighting the power to be at BlizzCon, who is kowtowing to the Chinese government. Seems fitting. You want to be an American idiot? Better not offend China.
I don't. That is that Green Day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that's their fucking song. I don't know shit about Green Day, but that's like their fucking song.
Yeah.
How do you wait? Hang on.
Your mouth distortion guitar is really bad, by the way.
That's their fucking riff on that song.
That's like the guitar you buy from like Walmart for your kid who like wants to get into playing guitar. That's the fucking guitar.
I bet that's their number one song.
And when you hook up the amp, it's like, it sounds like that. It's like the really nasty distortion. That's that amp.
Hit that whammy bar. Top 10 Green Day songs. It's got to be number one.
Whammy bar is so bad for your neck and tuning. Did I tell you that were we doing this thing when I got back into the music?
Yeah.
I started making some tracks on the thing. I kind of got into I didn't get into it, but I made some, like, I had never known how to make electronic shit. Like, that's just not a genre that I like ever used. So like I wanted to kind of make some electronic stuff, but I made some pretty cool shit, dude. My shit's a little too busy, I think. Like, it's not techno. Like, there's way more movements in it, but like I have a pretty good time doing that. My brother-in-law finally moved out to his own place, finally, thank God. So I actually have an office now where I can like do stuff. Yeah, it's a good time. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all.
I feel like that was the thing that came and went before when we did the podcast last.
What's that?
Your brother-in-law living with you, because I don't remember that being a thing.
No, he's been here for like 2 years. He's been here a long time.
That seems ridiculous.
Yeah. So
what is the story with that?
I mean, he's a failure to launch. Like his he's never really had to go, like, put it this way, when he moved in with us, he had no driver's license, no job, no nothing, and so we had to kind of make him do that. Like, hey, you need to get a car. You need to get a car. Like, you need to put it this way. So when he moved out 2 weekends ago. I gave him a bed frame. So I was like, here's your bed, the bed that he's been sleeping on for 2 years. And I said, hey, I'll help you take it apart, and then I'll show you how to do it so that when you go to move it next time, you'll know how to do it. And this bed had 4 half-inch bolts in each side, because it's just like the frame just bolts to the headboard with 2 bolts, and then the footboard with 2 bolts.
Yeah.
So I was like,
just a fucking rectangle.
Yeah. So I was like, just hand me the socket set. And he goes, what's a socket? And I'm like, no way, dude. Like, you cannot be that inept that you don't even know what a socket is. Like, I don't need you to be fucking Bob Villa, whatever that fucking guy's name is, but like Tim the Tool Man, but like, come on, bro. Like legit, did not
What's a
know.
wrench? No, I mean, I was pretty like green to all that shit for a while, but even I knew what a fucking socket was. I mean, shit.
Yeah. Well, you're a welder. If you don't know what the fucking what like shit is, like you basically just need to forfeit your man card.
No.
because
No,
like
I know what everything is now for the most part, but I don't have that like sixth sense like some of these guys I work with have, where like they can look at something and be like, "That's 7.5 inches," like immediately. Like they can like look at something and be like, "That is 17 inches." I'm like, How the fuck do you have that superpower? Like,
right.
what?
Well, if you want to know, I mean, you should know kind of about
Dude,
what
it's fucked up,
three,
but
4 inches is. You could just use your
not.
dick as reference.
Yeah, nah, I can approximate what about 6.5, 7 is, but I passed
Right.
that.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, man. So, well, I got into woodworking there for a while too, and that was kind of fun. Like I made a bunch of like cutting boards and shit, but like,
How,
it was
how
like,
old is this guy that was living with you?
he's like 28, dude.
Oh, I'm not even 28.
He bought like, so he wanted to get a car, right? So I was like, okay, so we'll get you a car. What kind of car you want? He's like, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money. So I was like, okay. So I found him, like my buddy owns a dealership in Richmond, and he goes into the auctions, and that's how all the used car people do it, right? They go to the
Yeah,
auction,
we do that too.
so he well, I imagine you guys probably sell the cars at auctions. Like when someone trades in a car that you're not gonna put in the lot, you just auction it, right?
We'll probably do both. I mean, we buy them and sell them. I think.
Got it. So anyway, this guy found it was like a 90, no, it was a 2002, I think, Saturn, which is not like a great brand, but I mean it's okay, right? Saturn with like 95,000 miles on it, which is not a lot, right? Like that's pretty decent.
Yeah, you can get
Uh,
another 40, 50 out of it, maybe.
Sold it to him for $2,500, right? And like he's like, I kind of want to just go look at a more reputable brand because like I don't want to blah blah. So like he went to like all of like the little mom and pop like used car places that are selling like 150,000 mile Hondas for like $6,000
Oh
because
God.
that's what used car places do, right? Like you know what I mean? Like that's their money is like they
Yeah.
have overpriced bullshit. So I was like, dude, don't buy that. Just buy this like Saturn, and at least it won't cost you a lot of money, and you might have to fix something, but I mean like it's you're just not gonna have any payment, and it's gonna be nothing. And he just like it's so bad. It's like he had to fix one little thing, like the radiator, like had a radiator hose, not even the radiator, and he was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to. It's like this is why I wanted to get a more reputable brand. It's like that. Like
The brand doesn't really matter. Yeah.
the car we looked at the dealership, it was like $6,000, and it was like a Toyota Camry, had rat shit in it. It's like I don't know, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like those cars are just because it's a Toyota, like it's got
Yeah, dude.
150,000 miles on it, has rat shit in it.
You
Like
could have a
that's what you want.
fucking Cadillac. It doesn't really matter. That mileage, that old.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I mean, at least he's out, but like I don't know. I thinking about getting my kid into jujitsu, or I thinking about doing a couple things, but like most of my evenings are pretty boring now because I don't have as much going on like with school being over and stuff.
Yeah. Well, boring's good. It's better than the alternative.
You gonna get married when you go down there?
Not now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're gonna podcast in like 6 months, and you're gonna be like, "Yeah, we got engaged."
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
She got me.
We'll see.
She got me.
No, I feel like you'd have to at least live with somebody for a good bit of time. Make sure you're not like fucking.
About 6 months.
No, I don't know about that. Maybe a little longer than that.
That's what my wife did to me, dude. Like we started dating, she just moved in and then never went home. Like that was her like, I guess master plan. She's just like, okay, I'm here now, I guess.
Well, you better not die, or she's gonna replace you.
I guess. Well, I hope. I would want her to. Fuck, I'm dead. What do I care?
Got to spend that fucking inheritance and life insurance money on something.
I guess she's gonna have some pretty good shit too. I thought about that though. Like I'm like I'm gonna be 37 in like this year, so it's like I guess I need a will or something. Like I'm at that age where like
Yeah, I was thinking
people
about
are
that the other
dying.
day. Dude, I've had so many of my fucking people I went to high school with just die. Like it's crazy, man. It's like it was like last year. I think there was like 3 funerals I went to of people that are like my age. It's crazy.
Isn't that weird? Like I sometimes I think about like the like those news reports and shit where you see people and they're like, oh, died 34. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I could be dead. Like, like all people that get like that really bad news and shit, like you watch on there and then it's like, oh, I found out I had cancer. It's like that shit. I in my head, like that could never happen to me. But
Yeah,
like,
that's how it is for everybody. But
I
yeah, no,
guess,
it's
man.
we had the fucking most sad high school reunion ever, like a few months ago. This is fucking pretty rough. It's a kid that I went to high school with that I was friends with really throughout like my childhood. Just died in a rock climbing accident. Just like shit.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Like just fell off the fucking rocks.
I don't know the details, but I something like that.
That's why you don't climb rocks. That's why
It's a
you don't have
dangerous hobby, man.
hobbies that are dangerous.
It's a dangerous hobby, but
Yeah.
you never know what's gonna get you really.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I don't know. I guess at my age, I probably should have a will. I
Yeah,
guess
I
I
was
don't
thinking
know.
about that too. I mean, I know there's like a default thing that happens if you die. Like, there's like some sort of like default will. Like, it's not like if you don't have a will, you're like everything you have is like the government's now. But
It goes
there's
to Bernie. It goes to
it goes
Bernie
to
Sanders
Bernie's it
for
goes to Bernie's
four
campaign.
people.
Yeah, who will
That's right.
match me?
That's right. Oh man, that's funny.
That's so fucking. That makes me so mad.
Speaking of Bernie, did you do your taxes already?
Yeah, I did. Fucking owed money, motherfuckers.
I don't. I mean, you must have a decent amount of YouTube
I
income
did pretty well this year, so I can't. Whatever.
from old videos.
From YouTube and other things that I don't pay taxes on until the end of the year.
Fucking tricking? Like,
Yeah, no,
what could it?
I suck dick for money.
What could it possibly be? There's not that many
I'm
things.
under. I've got a few other things I do, internet related that I'm under contract, so I can't. I don't think I can say. But no,
Are they
I make
social media deals.
sort of.
I mean, you could be vague. You don't have to say like what company
it's
it is.
internet promotion of sorts.
Right. You're like the fucking Wendy's. Are you the fucking Wendy's chick that like throws all the shade at other brands? That's what you do, isn't it?
I can't say, but
You're
it is internet promotion related.
the
Um,
fucking Wendy's chick.
but
That's
no,
why
no,
it's
it was
that's why you're that's why the Wendy's Twitter account's so good at throwing fucking shade because it's
yeah,
you.
it's,
Fucking
yeah,
dank Meeper Zyback.
no, 100%, man. But no, it's just I don't know, fucking sucked. I was like, cause like I worked a normal job, right? So like I was paying all these fucking payroll taxes and shit. And I'm like, maybe I'll just owe a little bit of money, right? Fuck. Cause I put in all my numbers right into H&R Block. It's like, yeah, damn, look at that tax return. Surely when I put in all this other stuff, it won't go down. Oh my
Well,
god.
what did your tax return start out at?
Like $1,500, but I didn't work a lot of
Oh,
the year.
well, that's not that much.
Well, not compared to yours, but I worked like a few months of the year because I just came out of school
Oh yeah,
that
that's true.
summer, and then I got laid off, and then I didn't start working again until like a little later, so I didn't really work that much. But I want to say it was like 50. It definitely wasn't 2,000. It was like 1,500 or 1,800. I can't remember. But needless to say, after I put in all my other shit, negative like 600, and then like 100 for the state. Fucking
Negative 600.
motherfuckers.
That's gotta
dude.
feel like absolute fucking
It
donkey
sucked.
balls.
Every year. I've only ever gotten a tax return one year. And that was the
Really?
year I was in school. So the only reason I did is because the way I signed up for so going to college or whatever, you get some sort of tax benefit write-off thing. I don't know how the fuck it works. But I paid for both semesters in the same calendar year. And I also wasn't making as much. So I got a little bit of a return. It was actually
Yeah.
kind of nice. But that's the only year I've ever had that. Every year I fucking owed money. And it's really funny. So the IRS, you know how they're like, we're processing your return. And you go to the website and it's like, we're still processing it. And like they let you know and it takes forever, right?
Mm.
Turns out when you pay them money, they're instantly okay with it.
Oh yeah, of
I mean,
course.
within seconds, they're like, your fucking tax return has been approved, despite the fact it's not a return. We'll take your money.
Your tax has been approved.
Yeah, dude. At least
That's
it's more
funny.
convenient now. I will say that. Back when I first started doing this YouTube shit, you actually had to like send in all the shit. Like you couldn't e-file, like it just wasn't a thing. So you actually had to like go and like send in all these forms. Now it's like all online. So that is nice. It's
Yeah.
definitely less of a pain in the ass to fork over all your hard-earned money.
Well, I imagine all those people, they give you like fucking what is it, 1099s or whatever it is,
Yeah,
the
1099s and
independent contractor form.
yeah, Schedule C, whatever. It's definitely a lot easier than it used to be, that's for sure.
Right. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm still of the like, so people are like, oh, you give the free money loan to the government. It's like, yeah, but I probably would blow this money anyway because that's what I do. And now that like I
So
get a big,
that is the thing that makes me feel better about it, because I'm like, well, I didn't get ripped off by the government. Like I didn't give them my money interest free. I mean,
uh,
yeah, it sucks
yeah,
that I have to
but I
fucking
mean,
pay it all at once, but
but like, so okay, so yeah, I mean, like it is technically like an interest-free loan. However, like if I would take the money and just like not even notice it, you know what I mean? Versus like me getting a thing where I can like actually put it away. Because like now that I have that money, like I'm not just gonna go blow like all that
well,
money. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
not very American of you.
What's that? Just
Not
to go
blowing your
blow it?
tax return? That's like a fucking meme of America.
Yeah, I'll blow some of it, but I'm not gonna be like the
Well, your
fucking.
tax return, from what I saw on that Twitter screenshot, it would be pretty hard for you to blow that all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I mean that's
Most people don't get tax returns like that. Most people
Uh,
get tax returns that are like what, like $3,000, 4,000?
no,
I don't know.
no. I mean,
I don't even
I don't
know.
know.
I don't see. This is the fucked up. I don't get tax returns. I literally don't even know what the average tax return is. Like I have no fucking idea because it doesn't apply to me because I
I think
always
it's about
fucking owe money.
it's probably about $1,000. But I mean, a lot of people that are in my sort of bracket that I work with get similar because they, like I mean, having kids is a big tax thing, dude. Like
Yeah.
I think that's probably like 5,000 of it, just as it is. Like
Yeah.
like the guy I work with, he gets like 9, and he doesn't make that much money at all. Like you know what I mean? Like they just withhold a lot, or not. They don't yeah, they withhold
They just
like
have
they're single
dependents.
and they have kids, right? Like yeah, that's the thing, is you just gotta have kids, which is weird. Like I don't understand, man. Like the things that are like tax credits, I don't get. You know what I mean? Like why should you get a tax credit for having a kid? Like I don't
If
understand.
anything, it looks like you should get a penalty because that little motherfucker is gonna have to go to like the
Right. I
through the
mean,
system and like
yeah, that's
he
what I'm
could
saying.
potentially be a criminal. Like
Imagine, dude, like what it would happen. And like, and I'm not saying this is a good idea. I'm saying let's just play imagination land for a minute. Imagine if you had a kid and it was a tax penalty. Like, what would all these like poor people do? Like, they would just be like, I don't know, fucking, we just gotta abort this thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, would the
Planned
abortion rate
Parenthood
go
to
up,
the rescue.
or would the number of adoptions go up, or like, I don't understand. Or
No,
would it be?
I mean, so I think they have to. They definitely can't penalize people for having kids because you need to have at least your population. Like you can't have a dying population. Like
You absolutely can for a long time.
Japan is doing very poorly because of it.
What do you mean? In what way?
They're getting ready to have like a fucking big retirement issue, and they don't have. There's like I've read a whole lot of fucking news stories about it where they don't have enough like people to like keep the shit going once these like older people like weed out.
You're in an industry that can't find enough people to do the job, and we have billions and billions of fucking people. Like, we don't have a population problem.
No, I'm not saying we do. I'm saying
I know, but
Japan
what I'm
does.
saying is just the fact that you have bodies doesn't mean that you have people like I guess if there was really an issue with like welding in America, they would just make it a thing like, hey, weld school is now free. You know what I mean? But like it's already a lucrative ass job that pretty much anybody could go do and probably be okay at, and like nobody does it because it's not sexy.
It's not sexy, yeah. But Japan's pop like nobody is fucking in Japan. They're like the pandas, dude. They just won't fuck.
They have really small wieners.
That's
Like, it's
probably what it is.
it's probably
The
hard.
the cum just won't reach.
Oh,
It
dude.
won't reach.
So
That's-
so I had to I had
it
to
won't reach. Fuck.
I had to I was filling out this form. So like I'm a sales engineer technically. That's like what I do. So like I have this like sales engineering fire retardant coverall thing that I have to wear like if I go places, and it's like an on brand one. So it has like logos and shit on it.
Yeah.
And so my company was like, "Hey, do you need a pair or do you have a pair?" Because they don't know, right? Because they're corporate. So I was like, "If you need a pair, click yes. If you don't, click no." So I was like, "No," but it's like if you do click yes, like you have to tell the size of the ones you need and the fit, right? And so like the options, so the size chart is just like whatever, like coveralls, like 44, 46, 52, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
The options for fit were short, regular, tall, and Asian and lady.
Asian.
Those were the options for the fit, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this can't be a thing. Like, this has to be just one of those like issues where like somebody translated this wrong. Like it was one of the like overseas partners that filled this out. But like I looked at it, and apparently Asian fit is a thing. Like if you look at it's like I guess what it means is like if you take like a normal like extra large and like in Asian that's like a small in American, so it's like a size chart, but it's like Asian and they have like small, medium, regular, XXL, whatever, right? But apparently that's a thing. But I was like, what happens if you're like a fucking Asian lady? And I sent that to somebody corporate, and I was like, today I learned that Asian fit is a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing either.
Apparently it's a thing, bro. We get all kinds.
I'm looking at these articles about the Japan population issue. I mean, I think the difference between Japan and other places is like, other places might have like a small amount of like population decline, but Japan's is like huge. Like it's crazy.
I mean, China sure doesn't have that shit, right? Like, just take the Chinese. I mean, they're interchangeable, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Um.
the time the Wild Star Nation host.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. That was a joke. But what was I gonna say? I mean, I guess maybe they should just stop censoring their porn. That's probably one of the problems. It's like all their porn has like blurred out.
Yeah, that's like a really. It's so odd that their porn is like blurred out, but like they're in a pretty hypersexualized like culture. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like
odd.
you can go like to a boutique and have like your ass eaten out and shit.
I didn't know
Like,
that. But
That's a thing. Yeah, like hang on. So to caveat, the only reason I know that is because I used to read Maxim magazine back when magazines were a thing. Like I don't think anybody listens to this will
what
remember
the
that.
fuck's a
but-
magazine?
Yeah, exactly. So back in the day, Maxim was like the thing to read. But anyway, they did a review and like of like interesting books, and there was a book called Pink Box inside Japan's like underground sex culture, and I was like, that sounds interesting. So I picked it up, and you can read it, and in the book, there's a picture of like this boutique where you go, and like it's a chair that you sit on the chair, but the chair doesn't have a bottom. So it's basically kind of like a toilet seat. And like you pay for this chick to like slither underneath you and just like eat your ass at this like bar. It's like really
Ew.
weird. I guess.
See, if I was really rich, all I would want to do is just go on cam sites and troll.
Like, what do you mean?
Like I'd be like, you go to these like cam girls where like everybody's watching and like getting them to do shit, but I come in with my stacks of cash and I'm like, I want you to dress up in a powdered wig and read the Constitution. Like I would just do shit like that.
That's pretty funny. Actually.
Like just random
I
shit.
kind of feel like we've already talked about this.
I've had this idea before. This is an idea I've had for many years.
Of trolling.
But just like, if I had like Bezos money, damn, I would do some stupid fucking shit. Like just stupid pointless shit.
Why don't you just take some of your fucking Wendy's Twitter money and go do it?
Yeah, I don't have enough Wendy's Twitter money for that.
I mean, you don't have to pay a lot. I mean,
Just go on Fiverr. Make all your dreams come true for $5.
Speaking of YouTubers that are just like blowing up on Fiverr, have you ever listened to Davey 504? You know who that is?
No idea.
Really? He does bass guitar YouTube videos, but like he's really fucking good, and his YouTube videos are like really legit. Like you should go check it out. Um, anyway, but he goes on Fiverr a lot and like gets people to fill out his like music stuff and do other things. That's pretty good. That's where I heard about Fiverr.
Mm. Oh, this is actually a topic I had. What do you think of the old XFL, dude? I'm actually like, I think it's kind. I mean, I haven't watched a game on TV, but like from what I've seen of like the YouTube stuff, like it's actually like pretty fucking neat.
The XFL?
Yeah.
I think that it'll do better than obviously the AAF or the XFL's first generation, but I think they have a quarterback problem. Like I think
They don't for some of the teams.
Yeah, Cardell Jones and PJ Walker.
That PJ Walker motherfucker is fun as shit to watch.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I hate to say like that the Roughnecks are like my team, but like they have a few Virginia Tech players on their team, so it's like kind of have to root for them, right? In this area.
Because you picked the one team that's like fucking has Patrick Mahomes of the XFL on it.
No, because I picked that team because they have that Cam Phillips guy who played for Tech, Virginia Tech, and was really good. And they also have like some defensive end or something that played for Virginia Tech. But yeah, no, that it's fun as fuck to watch. At least the highlights are.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it succeeds. Like I kind of make Sierra when we're at home, like on the weekends. I'm like, you need to watch the XFL because otherwise the ratings aren't going to be good. So like, just even if you're not watching it, I'm going to go in here and play video games. I need you to have it tuned to the XFL.
You're not even going to watch it.
I'm not going to watch it, but you need
like,
to leave it on.
The teams with the bad quarterbacks are playing, so you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
See, I haven't watched I guess the shittier tier teams. I've only ever watched the Roughnecks and the whatever.
Well, I decided
highlights.
that I was going to be a Tampa Bay Vipers fan, and they are the they're the fucking Redskins of the XFL. So it's like the Can you hear that fan on my mic, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying. It's hot in here. So anyway, they posted Twitter, and it was just like they posted after the game today, and they're like, "Just wasn't our day." And I'm like, this is my fucking this is my hell. This is my hell for choosing the wrong team. But
yeah, I guess I got lucky with that one.
Well, I like the Pats in the NFL, so I guess I have to.
You're just used to like sucking like dick for the victory. Ugh.
What do you mean? No, I'm just used to winning. So it's like, all right.
Ugh.
I guess I have a shitty team.
That's what you get.
I guess.
I mean, I like the Patriots from like a coaching. I guess I'm more of a Bill Belichick fan than a Patriots fan. Like, I just think it's hilarious how he like just knows the game so well that he does like trolly shit with like running the clock down with like penalties and shit. It's just like hilarious.
And then the Titans did it on him.
Yeah, I know. That was so fucking funny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm happy the XFL's a thing. Like, I really do want it to succeed.
I like their rules a lot. I really like the double forward pass thing. I think that's like a real like win. Like, it's just fucking cool.
They don't do it that often, too.
I think it's being underutilized though. Like, I think eventually, like as they like figure it out, it'll be used more.
Yeah, probably. I think the kickoff, especially, I think they're basically. I think the NFL might actually steal that.
Yeah, I think they might too. It's more exciting.
But it is good football. I mean, that's one of the things.
Dude, they let them hit, dude. The hits have been fucking good. Like they don't. It's not like some pussy shit like the NFL has turned into.
Right.
Like, dude, in the XFL they fuck people up. Like that's what people want to see.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I hope it succeeds. I guess
so do I. I don't know. I just hate the NFL so much. I mean, I'm so biased. So I'm not even gonna lie and say I'm not, just because I hate the NFL and what they've done. But I do think it's neat. I like the alternate rules. I think that the 3-point, like the extra point system, is good too.
Right.
How you have like a 3-point conversion or 2-point conversion or 1-point conversion, but it can also get reversed on you.
You
So if
still,
you go for 3 points and they intercept it and run it back, they get 3 points. Like it's fucking crazy.
yeah. I mean, I guess a lot of the people attempted the 3 point. I saw a 3 pointer today, but I didn't think that was a pretty common thing.
From what I saw, I think a lot of them just go for one.
Right. I like the. I mean, the accent. You know what's funny is they had the guy. Did you see the Matt McGloin dude, the quarterback, who they interviewed last week, and they were like, "What do you guys need to do?" You know, when he's going in halftime, and they were just getting their ass kicked, and he was like, "We need to throw out our whole shit game plan," basically.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was like a big controversy because it was like, this is the access you guys want, Like, I think we suck right now. Like, I think it's bullshit that I got benched. Like, he basically just went off.
Yeah.
And that's good though.
That no,
Like,
100%. Like if the XFL comes out, like if some player says something like off the cuff that's like really offensive and like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that, and the XFL is like, we don't agree with this statement, blah blah blah. Dude, on the inside they love that. That controversy, they 100% want that to happen.
yeah, that's great media. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Like,
like I think it's smart. Like, and the XFL isn't in like this trap with like corporate sponsors like the NFL is, where they like have to kowtow to fucking Coca-Cola or whatever if somebody says fuck on TV.
yeah. I haven't heard a F-bomb yet, but I've definitely
I'll
heard.
There definitely has happened. There's a
I'm
YouTube
sure.
clip of it.
I'm sure there is, but I've seen. There's definitely been swearing. I've just never heard an F-bomb
Oh
yet.
yeah, no, the very first game, some guy's like, "We're out here doing our fucking jobs, man."
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of they need to have. I think they need to eventually get a few more teams too, because 8 is really like
Oh yeah,
not a lot. But apparently it's only $8 million to like run a XFL team for the whole season, which like is not nothing.
I'm sure it costs more than that to actually run it. Is that just their franchise fee or whatever?
No, like that's apparently like because the players don't make fuck all for salary. Like Cardell Jones is like the highest paid player, and he makes like 50 grand. Like
I
it's
thought
not.
the quarterbacks made like 150 or something.
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
So I mean, like they're not paying like crazy salaries.
Yeah.
So, but I hope it succeeds. I mean, could certainly use it.
I think there's a lot of talent there that could be picked up. Like a lot of those players that like a lot of those like NFL what if players could go to the XFL and make it really fucking fun.
Yeah. Well,
Like that Cam Phillips guy like was a fucking monster at Virginia Tech. Like he's like the number one receiver to ever come out of Virginia Tech. And he went to the NFL, and for whatever reason, it just didn't work out for him. And now he's in the XFL, just fucking destroying everything. So it's like, I don't know. It could be interesting for like a lot of those types of players that just don't really make like a Tebow type, you know? Like imagine Tebow in the XFL, like that'd be really interesting.
yeah, that would be awesome.
Not now, obviously, but like at the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing you're gonna need to see for the XFL to compete with the NFL is it's gonna have to be around for a year or two, because like the reason that salaries are nothing right now for XFL players is because they just need to stay solvent, right? So they're trying to like do whatever they can do to stay afloat.
Yeah.
But once the league actually takes off and they have some confidence that they're going to get revenue and all that kind of stuff, they can pay a little more. I think you'll see a lot of people that are like, oh, I'll be a 6th-round draft pick in the NFL, or you'll be a first-round draft pick in the XFL. They'll be like, fuck it, I'll just go to the XFL then.
Yeah, I think that it's a legitimate. I mean, from what they've said, they have like they're going to be committing to it at least for 3 years. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
sure.
And I mean, I don't think they're bullshitting either. I mean, I think they're running a pretty lean little league. It seems like it doesn't seem like they're really like blowing a lot of money on shit.
Right. Yeah, their merch. Like I tried to buy a Tampa Bay Vipers sweatshirt, and like they're all sold out.
Dude, people love it, man. I think it's doing really like with the people they have reached. I think for the most part, everyone that has seen it is kind of a fan.
They you see the people in the stands. They're like dressing up and stuff. You know what I mean?
Did you see the beer snake?
No, I saw the guy with the snake sweatshirt on.
Let me find it. XFL. It's great. Like the fact that the XFL can like do shit like this, I think will make it more fun. And this is on ESPN.
Beer snake.
Yeah. How do I link a show video URL? Let's see. I'm gonna link it to you on Skype. Oh fuck! It's been a while since I've used Skype. Oh god, it just took a snapshot. How do I give you the text? Oh my god. How do I? I don't even know how to link people.
You know how like when your grandma starts using a computer and like she can't copy and paste.
Okay, here we go. I found it.
This is what that feels like.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this video. These people made a snake out of beer cups. Now the NFL obviously wouldn't show some shit like that because they corporate sponsors or whatever would offend the beer people or some bullshit. But like, I just think like the fact that people like in the crowd can like do funny ass shit like this.
Wow,
dude, isn't that impressive? How many cups do you think that is? That's like 1,000 cups.
That's a lot of. That's all from spent beers.
Yes, and the fans are going chug, chug, chug. So they can
that's
get more...
amazing.
Yeah.
How proud do you think the XFL is?
Dude, like, they have to love shit like that for the promotion. Like just like the fans doing fun shit. And this is on ESPN. And look at the Facebook reactions. 38,000 people liked it. Like that's like the best advertising you can get.
You know, if you're the guy at the game who like comes up with the beer snake idea, everyone's like, "This is the best." You know, you feel like a fucking hero because you're like, "That was my idea." You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think for the most part, like, I hope the XFL does well because it is more fun to watch. Like, it's more fun. I mean, obviously the level of play isn't anywhere close to the NFL, but I certainly think it's more fun.
Right. Yeah, I would think you're not alone there. I just think that like it's important for them to get good quarterbacks around the league because like
I mean they said that that's like was their number one thing before it even came out. They're like the quarterbacks, but I mean it's just hard
because like when you just miss like when they have like receivers that just get open like way downfield and you just fucking miss, like everyone's like but like if you keep doing that over and over again, then it's kind of like, I mean, what are we watching? You know what I mean?
I haven't noticed anything that maybe I haven't watched the wrong teams, I should say.
I mean, I've watched a little bit of every XFL game so far. I think.
I guess the only shit I've seen has been like the PJ Walker like fucking magic plays where it's like, well, damn, that's actually fucking cool.
You know what's funny is that like you're excited about a dude named PJ Walker, who like. is not in any way like on the NFL.
Exactly. That's why I think it'll be a success.
It's funny because it's like, I mean,
dude, I don't know. Like, I have not been hyped for any NFL quarterback since like Michael Vick, but like, I don't know, just like that guy's fun to watch. Like his highlights are fucking cool.
Have you ever watched Lamar Jackson?
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Is he a Michael Vick type?
You pretty much you lost pretty much all of your NFL credibility.
Dude, I don't watch the NFL anymore. This shit is fucking lame.
He single-handedly like.
Is this a modern quarterback?
Yeah, he if he didn't win MVP, I think he was a shoo-in for it this year.
Dude, I don't watch the NFL anymore because it's fucking gay.
He changed the game. Like I say that, like you say Michael Vick changed the game. He absolutely changed the game of football.
What the fuck did he do that was so like? Did he start like throwing the ball?
He's better than Michael Vick. He broke Michael Vick's records. Like he
so he's just a more effective Michael Vick.
Kind of like he would win games. Like they would beat teams by like 6 touchdowns, and he would have 170 yards passing, and he would have like 200 yards rushing.
You know who was like the first like quarterback to like really be like a hyper athlete and like destroy the NFL and like be completely broken on Madden because of it? Michael Vick.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that like that's the big thing is he broke all of Vick's records this year.
That doesn't mean he revolutionized the game. That just means he was a product of what Michael Vick showed everybody was possible.
Correct, but the reason that he's been as successful as he is because the Ravens just they did all of their drafting around him. They changed their entire game plan to fit his skill set, and they like basically just, But like the Ravens fucking should have been in the Super Bowl this year because of this kid. He is pretty electric. Like, yeah, I mean, if you don't like the NFL, watch him play. And like, I was a hater. I'll be honest. Like, I thought they have a Mickey Mouse like college offense, but after a while of me betting, I bet on sports a lot now. That was like an actual bookie. Like that was an actual thing that I did. So
Jesus.
like that's fun, man. You bet on anything. I got money
I,
on Trump winning.
I,
I got money on Trump winning the
well,
presidency.
good thing you didn't do that in 2016.
I've got uh I've got money on a lot of things. It's kind of fun. It's called an emotional hedge. So like I bet on the thing that I don't want to happen.
Yeah, so if it does happen, then you're like, I won money.
Yeah, exactly. So like
That's nice.
The Super Bowl, right? Like I really didn't want Kansas City to win, but I bet on them. So
What? Why do
yeah,
you want those fucking Californians to win? Absolutely not.
yeah, the Niners, dude.
Fuck them. Fuck them and their stupid state.
I mean, I guess so. But I mean, I think Chiefs fans are kind of insufferable ever since Patrick Mahomes became a thing. Honestly,
Yeah, so I'm not. I don't even know the teams really. I'm rooting for the geography.
and then Trump came out and said like,
Can't.
"Congratulations to Kansas City, Kansas," and everybody
I
like
mean,
crucified
yeah.
him
No,
over it.
can you really blame him for that? I mean, I feel like that's a fairly easy mistake to make. I mean, it's all. It's not like he's like the president
But
of the country.
that's the thing
The,
going
the
back
the
to your like.
land. The land. It's not like he oversees the land.
But see, like
I'm joking, by the way.
this is the thing that like, so everyone's like everybody would make that mistake, right? Um, uh, but like it's the thing where like the president shouldn't make that mistake. Like he should have people that like researches his shit and
See,
blah blah blah. He
I
doesn't care. He's
I
just like
see. I was
fuck it.
thinking about that today. I was thinking about that exact fact today, where I was like, you know, it would be nice if Trump like spell checked his shit, or at least like fact checked it a little bit before he tweeted it out. And that was my original thought. But then I thought, you know what? It's actually kind of nice that he doesn't, because you know that's actually him. Like he's not. He doesn't have some sort of team around him trying to create this image. Like, for better or for worse, it's 100% raw him. And even if he's an asshole or a dickhead or whatever, at least you know he's like being a genuine asshole and a genuine dickhead. Like
I
it's not like
guess.
he's trying to like I don't know. I think that's why people are so drawn to him is that he's not this like artificially created politician. You know,
I
like all
guess.
these other people have like an entire team to shape their image and like they really care about that shit. And Trump literally just tweets retarded shit all the time. And I'm
Yeah.
somebody that's a fan of him for the most part. And I will come out and say that he just tweets retarded shit a high percentage of the time.
Right.
Like, alarmingly high.
It's kind of like though. I mean, I've come. I don't know. I've kind of come around on him a little bit. Like I'm like whatever.
The money helps.
He is what he is. I mean, no, like it's not even that. Like, because I mean that's whatever. You'd get that somehow, some way.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, we all sat on our ass for 4 years. Didn't do shit and made a lot of money.
In on paper. You
I mean,
made on
come
paper
on.
money. You made on
It,
paper money.
well, dude, I mean, unless there's some unprecedented collapse where a meteor hits the Earth, I don't know. I think we're gonna be all right.
Yeah. I mean, if Bernie gets elected, the first thing that's gonna happen is the market is gonna fucking
Absolutely.
just
Yeah.
tank, which is fine.
Bernie's fucking retarded with that. Like, we're gonna tax the high frequency trading. Okay, like just nobody's gonna do that anymore. Like, okay, like you're not gonna. They're
No,
gonna.
no, they're still gonna do it.
What, dude?
Yeah,
If the margins on
they
that are
have to
already
do it.
so low.
I mean, yeah, but they are still positive, and as long as they're positive, they'll still do it. Like the only reason you wouldn't do it is if you wouldn't make any money at it. So like that kind of stuff does things that like humans couldn't trade at that level, and like that high frequency shit is the cause of a lot of like issues in the stock market too. You know what I mean?
I don't
So
know. I like typically like whenever governments try to like go and tax these like high these things that are considered lucrative, like they just don't happen anymore.
yeah, well, I mean, but that's kind of a backbone of a lot of things. I kind of see. I don't think I
I mean,
think like a
I'm
lot of
not a
people
high
hear, but
frequency trader at all. Like I'm like an extremely low frequency trader, the lowest you could fucking be.
right, but right, but a lot of I mean that's how the market is traded is via bots, right?
That's yeah. Well, yeah.
So so what I'm saying is that like I think that I'm kind of a different mentality than a lot of people when like I kind of personally feel like at above a certain level, like if your money is just generating money and you're compounding your wealth like above a certain amount, like that should get taxed higher than work generated income. And I know like a lot
Eh,
it's not that's not a very like popular thing to think, but like that's
you're
the reason.
saying just raise capital gains tax.
um Kind
That's
of.
basically what you're
No,
saying.
no, no, not blanketly. Like raise capital gains tax if your capital gains tax exceeds
Have
like
a higher
10
capital
million
gains.
dollars.
Have a higher capital gains tax bracket, basically.
Correct. Like
Because
leave alone people
right now
half.
it's capped at 20. So basically, you could make God, I don't know what it takes. It takes you have to make a good bit of money to even get it to 20. But like if you made $10 million in the stock market, it's 20%. If you made
Right.
$10 billion, it's 20%.
Correct. So like over whatever, 10 million, whatever you want to set it at. Like it should be done in a way that like it doesn't cause you to it should be diminishing returns. So like, you know, like billions, like if you have $1 billion, very conservatively, 5%, right? And just in the market, um, very conservatively, you're making $50 million a year.
Yeah,
That's insane, dude. Like it's insane for you
it
to.
is insane. But yeah, I don't know. Part of me thinks. Part of me can kind of understand that because they're like, damn, these people do have a shitload of money, and I don't know. But the other part of me is like, you do have to sort of incentivize these types to like want to invest.
Yeah, but you could also incentivize them to keep their money in the business. So like you could say, hey, you know, if you're buying assets for your company or you're putting the money back into you're starting a company or whatever you're doing, right?
I mean,
Like,
that's what they're doing when they invest.
I mean, not really. I mean,
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, okay,
it's
you're
exactly what
no,
they're doing.
buying an index fund is not really buying. I mean,
It
sure.
absolutely is.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like not that.
Uh, I, I don't know, dude. I think it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, a lot of these, well, from the billionaire that we know, well, not you, but my family knows, dude. Like, he's constantly putting like massive gobs of money into these pharmaceutical companies. That 9 out of 10, like 99 out of 100 of them fucking fail. So he's like legitimately trying to make medical breakthroughs with his billions of dollars and failing most of the time. But occasionally he gets one that works, and that's what keeps him rich. But like he's definitely creating jobs and definitely uh, moving the
Yeah,
scientific needle forward.
but that's kind of that's a little different. I mean, that's
Not
like
really.
being an
That's
investor in an
I
organization.
mean,
Like
the thing
when you
about.
buy, you are not doing anything for the market yourself. The only thing you're
I mean,
doing is generating
I
your
am
wealth.
fractionally.
Yeah, but
I mean, obviously,
not really.
me in the $1 trillion fucking stock
Walk into
market.
Apple and try to throw your stockholder dick on the floor on the table
Well,
and
that's
see how
because I'm a
much.
small fish. I
Right.
mean, I'm a small fish in a fucking multi-trillion-dollar system. Like,
My point
obviously, me
is
as the collective is though.
my point is not so much that like sure. I'm just saying that like the reason like the problem that we have now is that all these people unless they get catastrophically stupid are going to one day accumulate so much wealth that it's gonna fuck up the economy in some way. Like it's either gonna cause a lot of inflation or it's gonna cause
Eh,
yeah, it's gonna cause something. Like they're just you know it's not a zero sum thing. So like that's it's not really like
eh,
that. But like
I mean, yes and no. I mean, there's also studies out there that show that inherited wealth doesn't last very long. Like, I think you're only thinking of the extreme outliers, like the Bill Gateses and like those types. But there's some crazy statistic where like within 3 generations, most generational wealth is like gone because people are just fucking retards.
I guess
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. I would like
you only ever hear about like Bezos and fucking whatever. And I mean these are like relatively new fortunes.
I guess to summarize what I'm trying to say is that like I don't think anybody would be hurt if like there were some sort of top-down like diminishing returns on retarded money.
I mean,
I
there
guess.
kind of are. I mean, the billionaires do pay a shitload of taxes. Like, I know people don't like to think that, but they really do. Like, if you look at income tax, like, I think, like, the top 0.1% pays, like, fucking, whatever, like, 45% of the income. Like, something crazy.
I mean, you got
Like,
like
the rich do pay a lot of taxes, contrary to what people believe. Like, they really do.
I'm sure they do, but like you even have people like Bill Gates being like, "Yeah, I could pay a lot more." Not like a retarded amount, a lot more, but more.
Yeah, but he
And then
definitely
like,
was not about that fucking wealth tax, though.
I'm sure he wasn't. You see, him and Elon Musk aren't very good friends. Did you see that?
No,
Elon
what's
Musk
their
is
beef?
like all the conversations that I've had with Bill Gates have left me very underwhelmed. That's what he said.
Well,
It's like, all right, okay. So, anyway, I don't know, man. We'll see. I think I no matter what though, I
I think
think
that the real issue is the goddamn spending, not so much the fucking taxing part. I think that's probably more the issue.
what do you mean?
How are they spending all this fucking money? The
Oh, they're
government in
not.
general.
They're
These
not.
motherfuckers.
Oh, the government?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
That's the real goddamn issue.
But I think
Fuck.
that like we don't. I mean, like I think a lot of Bernie's things are just talking about Bernie specifically are bullshit. Like
Yes.
canceling
Almost all of them.
canceling student debt is bullshit. That shouldn't be a thing
That's
that I pay
absolutely
for.
retarded. Yes. I agree.
Free college also bullshit.
Absolutely.
However,
The health
Medicare
insurance one is the only one that's not
Medicare
completely
for all
retarded. Yes.
is not bullshit.
It's
That's
not the
actually a thing.
it's not the only one that's not completely retarded.
Right.
That's the only policy.
But it's really important. Like that's the thing is like I would deal with him because he's not gonna get the other shit through. You know what I mean? Like assuming he gets elected as president, he's not gonna like wipe out student debt. That's not a thing he's gonna be able to do. You know what I mean? Like there's only certain things he's gonna be able to do. If he can do that one, it's worth him being president for all the other things that he.
So I mean, I personally don't think it would go. I mean, I'm not. It's not going to be the end of the world if Medicare for all happens. It's not going to be the end of the world. But people don't understand that there's no free lunch. Like you're gonna like so. They look at all these countries, like these European countries that have this Medicare for all shit. They just pay way more taxes than we do, like a lot more. Like we don't pay
Yeah,
that much taxes.
your taxes will go up. But you realize that like I personally pay $1,200 a month for my family to get health insurance.
Yeah, well, fuck your
which
family.
Is
I pay a lot less than that.
Fucking retarded.
Well, fuck you, man. I don't want to pay for your shit, you motherfucker.
You know what No, I mean you're not paying for me.
Yeah,
like,
but
that's
I will.
No, that's not how that works. What I'm saying is that like what you're paying for are old people. That's what you're paying for, and that's what you paid for under Obamacare.
Yeah.
And like homeless people and shit. But like what I'm saying is yeah, okay, say my taxes go up, I don't know, 10%. Yeah, like that's okay, my taxes went up 10%.
It might be a little more than that for you, Chief.
It's not like
Bernie doesn't like people like you.
No, my tax won't go up like that much. But I'm saying
the funniest thing about Bernie is
12,000. That's like $15,000 a year in health insurance premiums. You know what I mean? So like, even if my taxes go up 15 grand, and I don't have to pay 15 grand in health insurance, then like that's not even talking about the deductibles and all that other shit. Like it's a win for me.
I don't think it's gonna math out like that though.
Well, I mean,
I imagine if Medicare for all gets passed, you're going to be paying more than you would individually if you were just doing it by yourself, because you're going to be subsidizing people that can't afford it.
Of course.
Like a lot more.
But like, no, well, but again, like even if right now, like I pay $1,200 a month, let's say I paid, I don't know, $1,400 a month, right? But I didn't have to pay deductibles. Like my deductible on my plan is like, I think it's $3,000. So like even if I incur expenses, I still have to pay $3 grand on top of $1,000 a month. Like it's retarded. And like if you actually go get shit done, like people talk about.
I get it, but like that cost is just gonna be passed down to you through taxes. Like, I mean, there's no free lunch. Like this shit's not. If anything, if the government runs it, it's gonna be even less efficient and gonna be even more costly.
Yeah, but your thing about free lunch, like you know how much services are because they can get away with it from charging. Look, I'll tell you. So I went to go get a fucking vasectomy, right? I went to go get the consult, and I asked the lady, and I said, "How much is it?" That should be a question that she should be able to answer, right? She's like, "Well, it depends on your insurance." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not talking about insurance. Just like if I was just to come in here, I give you money, you give you give me less balls than I have, I guess. How much are we talking?" And she's like, "No, I'm telling you, it like depends on your insurance, how close you are to deductible, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, how much I pay, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how much are you actually going to charge me for the thing?" And she's like, "That depends." And I'm like, that is absolutely ridiculous that it depends. Like, you realize that, right? Like, the
No,
reason
yeah.
you're saying there's no free lunch is because the pharmaceutical companies, the doctors have to worry about getting sued every 5 seconds. Their premiums are astronomical, and an ambulance ride costs $5,000. That's
But
why.
I think if anything, it's gonna get worse if the government gets involved.
I
It's
don't
gonna
think
be
so,
like
man.
fucking student
It can't.
loans.
Yeah,
It's
student
gonna be like
loans.
student loans, dude.
Student loans is they should mandate before you can get a student loan that you have to go through some sort of like fucking finance training. Because like I don't understand how people can borrow $70,000, whatever it is, at 6% and not be able
Shit,
to
there's some at fucking 9 and 10.
yeah, exactly. And then be like, well, I keep paying, but like it's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just do the math. Like $100,000 at 10%, that's $10,000 a year. And if you don't pay at least that, your fucking balance goes up, not down. Like that's why people can't get out of this fucking shit. Like, if anything, they should just make it dischargeable via under bankruptcy. At least do that.
Everyone would do that.
Yeah, which is fine. Like if
No,
that's
it's
what you need
not,
to do it. I don't care.
That no, no. That's like no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to get rid of if you want to
You
like,
understand why they did that in the first place, right? Because you used to be able to discharge your student loans through bankruptcy. You know why they got rid of that?
because people would just
Because
get it and like do
everyone
it.
did that.
Yeah, right.
And
I mean,
you know what happens when somebody goes bankrupt? You fucking pay for it.
I don't know how you think you pay for it. I have a bankruptcy. I told you that, right?
Yeah, you know that the government the taxpayers basically bail you out, bro.
No, the company bails me out. Like I mean, like
Wait, hold
they're
up.
not.
What?
Mine was a repayment. There's two kinds of bankruptcies. There's a 7, which says I'm not paying you shit, and then there's a repayment one, which says you're gonna get some of your money. So in the case of like you getting some of your money, like I'm pretty sure that they're not like able to file a claim on that because they are getting paid out.
Yeah, but
So
the ones that the people that are bankrupting student loans aren't going to be paid. That's the whole point. They're not going to be paying it back.
you don't pay all of it. You pay some of it. Depends on how much money you make. I mean, there are some doctors and shit that like probably could afford to pay some of it. Like you can't just
The doctors aren't the
you can't-
ones. The doctors aren't the ones that are fucking.
I'm sure there are some.
I'm
dude.
sure. I'm
Like,
sure the doctors that would like their student loans to be fucking forgiven because then they wouldn't have to pay back their massive student loans with their massive salaries and they could just keep their massive salaries and not have to pay their fucking student loans back. But it's the dumbasses that didn't get good jobs.
right, but I mean, like, I don't know. That whole industry is fucking retarded. But my stance of student loans is that if you borrowed the money, you're on the hook for it. And
Agreed.
I'm not really the fan of like the Bernie plan of just canceling it. Like you have to just eat that shit, and it sucks because like, for some people that's a fucking life death sentence if you can't get out from under that. That probably should not be the case, right? Like, you should not be able like, oh, I borrowed money when I'm 18. Like, my credit is hereby fucked for the rest of my life because of how much I borrowed. Like, seems like there should be some sort of method that would.
Yeah, I think there could be something where it's like if you paid the entire balance due, accounting for inflation, through, like, let's say you borrowed, I don't know, $50,000, and for whatever reason it didn't fucking work out, and whatever, and you can't pay it, or you're slow paying it back, and you're making the payments, but the balance isn't really going down because of the interest. Let's say, accounting for inflation, you pay the entire balance back over a long period of time, then it should go away. Like if you've paid that company back XYZ
So like
amount of dollars.
like an interest freeze. Like
Well, yeah. No,
you're paying the principal, you're just not paying any interest.
well, you have to pay some of the interest because they can't lose money. Like the idea is that they make a little bit of money. They just don't make a gobstopping amount of money over your entire lifetime. You know, like if you're making the payments over a long period of time, and it's very obvious that you're never going to get out from under this thing, but you've paid back enough to where the company has made X percentage, whatever the cutoff is, of profit on that loan, then you're out of it.
Right.
I think that I think most people would be okay with that because I think that's fairly fair. You know, I think that's pretty fair. You know, hey, you made a mistake. This won't ruin your life forever, but you're gonna have to pay your loan back, and the company's not fucked. That you know, there's still incentive for people to loan out the money. I don't know. I think that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Something like that, I think would be. I mean, that doesn't strike me as unfair. I'm not like, oh, that motherfucker should pay $1 million throughout his entire lifetime.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. In any case, I think we can both agree that his thing of like, he's a lot of Bernie's shit. Even if he does get elected, he's not gonna be able to get through anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a shot. Like, I really don't. I think it's just too radical of a change, but he's there. He's definitely the left's best shot, the Democrats' best shot. Those other candidates are fucking clowns.
Yeah.
Especially like Warren. Like, oh my god. Buttigieg, I think maybe has a chance at not being like a complete fucking disaster, but yeah, Bernie's probably their best bet.
Yeah.
Well, another thing with Bernie is he's old. Like, that's kind of a big thing. Like, there is a high percentage he fucking dies before. I'm not even. That sounds fucked up, but like, seriously, he's at that age where like anything could happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's
Like he had like another heart attack. Like, he's had like 3 of them like in recent memory.
I mean, he's 5 years older than Trump. Yeah, did you see
doesn't
that
look
meme?
it, dude.
That meme was
Trump,
like
Trump is fueled on like Trump is fueled by like the best stimulants money can buy, whereas Bernie actually looks
Cheetos.
like he's old.
Yeah. Did you see that meme? It was like, I didn't turn on this debate to watch 2 old Jews argue over heart stents. So it's like, you know, when they were talking about the fucking
Yeah, but anyway, man, we've been at this for a while. This is like an old school podcast, so yeah. So you want to call it here? I don't want to. I know you gotta.
That sounds good.
No, you got shit you got to do with your kids and your recently moved out stepbrother. So
Exactly.
Anyway, that was Hive Mind episode whatever the fuck this was, 87. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you again in about 6 or 8 months, I guess.
Later.
Yeah, have a good one, man.